Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the price seat to our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen, or at DoralVW.com. The Dolphins face the Commanders tonight at 7. Malik Willis is expected to play. The Raiders fell to the Cardinals 27-14. Carson Beck did not play for Arizona, while Fernando Mendoza went 10 for 16, 97 yards and a touchdown. Tonight at 7. Broncos, Falcons, and Bucks, Jets. The Marlins took a 13-1 beatdown by the Pirates yesterday. They're in Cincinnati tonight at 6:10. Sandy Alcantara gets the start. He plays against Chase Burns. He's going to be taking the bump for the Reds. And the Heat's official schedule has been released. 25 national games in all this season. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Protect your home before the storm. Get your free roof and window estimates, 954-968-8155. Temperatures in the low 90s and a chance of rain throughout the day. I am Dan Day, and it's time now for the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
And with that unbelievable update we just got from All Day Dan Day, we say good morning to everybody in studio in Washington, getting set for the first preseason game tonight. All Day Dan Day. Woody both in with us this morning back in Miami. And, boy, there's all kinds of stuff going on. First of all, it's amazing you add Giannis to the team, and all of a sudden they want you on the holidays. they want to see you. They want to see you in big games during the week. What a difference one guy can make in Giannis Antetokounmpo coming to this Miami Heat basketball team. We say good morning to everybody, man. We got a lot of stuff to get to. Big night for a lot of guys. I'm guessing a lot of guys, a very quiet hotel last night, very quiet. I got to be honest with you, man, when you got a young team and you don't have a bunch of veterans that know, they got it made and maybe they know they're not playing and all that stuff. They're kind of, taking the weekend off a little bit, not a lot of stuff, watching the young guys, helping them a little bit, get ready. For a lot of these guys, man, probably 13, 20-something guys are going to be playing their first NFL football game tonight against a bunch of other guys playing their first NFL football game tonight, or second-year players. So that's what you have, man. But this little different feel, as I've said, and will continue. So I've never seen anything like this since 1980. So I can go way back, maybe further back than before I got here in 1980, that we've done something like this where we have so much dead money. And absolutely the youngest team in football with a bunch unknown. As the coach says, I'm not sure myself. We got to see what we have. I'm not sure myself on what this is going to look like. And we got to figure out if we got starters or not, if we still got to get more guys. And, boy, I'll tell you what, if I was at the end of this, again, anytime you get added to a team and you figure you're down at the bottom in the depth chart and you're going, wow, I'm one of the last 20 or 30 players on this 90-man roster. Maybe not 30, but 20 for sure. I'll tell you what, if I can take my chances, I want to be on the Dolphins in those last 20 spots right now going, I have a good couple of showings here, and I could sneak on this 53-man roster and for sure be on the practice squad, which obviously is not exactly chump change these days in the NFL for the guys that end up in a few weeks finding out they're going to be on the practice squad. So with all that said, I do say good morning to everybody. Thanks for being with us here on a true Football Friday today, as we do have a lot of stuff going on. Fernando Mendoza last night, 10-16, a touchdown for Las Vegas. By the way, just about everybody had a good night last night in a base offense and a base defense where nobody shows anything. The only guy that didn't have a great night was Cam Ward. He's the only guy. I was looking at some of the numbers. I was like, I just figured everybody would go 7 for 8, throw a lot of short passes. If you'll notice, a lot of them are short passes by everybody. Don't get hurt. Joe Burrow got sacked. That should never, ever happen. He should never have thrown a pass where he could get sacked in a game, as important as he is to that team and what happened. Anyway, he got sacked and pressured, and people are going, what are you doing? Like, he goes out and Joe Flacco has to play. You guys, you're out. You don't win. That's the difference in talent between those guys. So last night was an interesting one. Kind of get the story on all the different 6 preseason games last night, 3 more tonight, including the Miami Dolphins. And, oh, by the way, another game Canes fans will be watching. And I see you from time to time still sending stuff in. The Bucs and the Jets. And, yes, Reuben Bain is off to a great start. I guess he had a great practice against the Jets and is having a really good camp. So, hey, man, I'm not surprised. I mean, what? Why would anybody be surprised if you watch him play for 2 of those 3 years? He got banged up in the 1 year in the first game against Florida Gators, and so that didn't really count. But you saw him last year. He plays every down. He doesn't like to come out of games, which is people have talked about. And he's got this big chip on his left and right shoulder. And I don't mean an injury chip. He's got a chip about what happened here. I'm guessing. I think overall he wanted to go higher, but he definitely wanted to stay home and play. No matter what anybody tells you, in the 305, his reaction when he got drafted by Tampa Bay, still a first-round pick going to a good team, he wanted to be here. He wanted to stay home and play. He wanted to stay and keep everything in the 305 like he has for his whole life. So we'll be watching that. That's a story that won't be going away. We got some crazy stuff. Woody, how you doing this morning? You there, brother?
Joe,
you scared
great,
me in the morning.
No, I'm
how
good,
you doing?
Man, all good here. How you doing up there?
I'm good. I'm
Get
good.
out
You get a little
and,
quiet in the morning, bro. I got to get you drinking coffee first thing in the
Yeah.
morning.
Any sightseeing from you yesterday?
No. Why the hell would I effing sightsee? No.
Omar was
I
out
didn't
there. I was
sightsee.
talking to Omar yesterday. He saw about it. He saw the whole city, I think, man. He had a good
Well,
time
you
out
can because yesterday was an off day and a quick little practice for the team, a little walkthrough. So, yeah, it would have been a good day for the riders to get out there and whatever story they're looking for today. And Omar will will join us a little bit later on. But, yeah, not a big day of stuff. And, you know, none of my guys, I'm guessing, I was with them. So, Nat went golfing is the only thing I know. Nat
nice.
gets Nat Moore goes all these great golf courses, man. He's a really good golfer. And no matter where we go, had lunch with him yesterday, and he goes, I go, hey, what do you know for dinner? He goes, no, don't count on me for dinner. I got a 3:30 tee time. And he's always like, he gets on all these PGA courses, and he knows everybody around the country, and he's like, oh, yeah, I got a foursome I'm playing with it. And I go, oh, is that the one they played the major? Yeah. And I go, oh, okay. Yeah, so he was, but it's going to be fun to watch tonight. I have no idea what it's going to look like, but I'm going to watch it, especially the 21 Club, as I call it. The 21 Club, and for those of the 21 Club that will be playing, a few won't be playing for sure. But for the 21 Club, that's the last 2 drafts, including 13 this year and 8 last year. They will be playing a lot of football, and they need a lot of work. They got their little work. I called it a little initiation. What happened the other day with that veteran team and one of the older teams in football, the Commanders, who were all in it to win it right now. And I don't blame them. I don't know how they match up. I think right now you look at them across the board, they got a really good team. I'm guessing a lot of their players, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of their veteran players will not play tonight. And an interesting story around that, Woody. Very crazy. I was just talking to All Day Dan Day about this Jaden Daniels story. So it started for me. I'm watching the Quarterback Club, and I didn't know the background of Jaden Daniels, and his mother is not only his agent, his marketing person. She runs everything in his life, which is okay. I'm not mother hating today. I think it's fantastic. I see more and more of it today. And I can see she's been a big part of her life. She's a super brilliant lady. She's very well educated, but she keeps a tight ship on her son and his stuff and has meetings with people. But make no mistake about it, and I think she's told everybody, I don't need Jaden's money. For all you guys think I'm chasing his money, I have plenty of my own. Very successful lady. But her number one priority every day is her son. God bless her, man. So this story and this is not the first time we've had problems with the uniform that's been retired or you think it's retired. It's happened before. It happens every year. And usually what happens, the team or the player will reach out to the other player who's no longer with the team or it's retired and go, hey, do you have a problem with me wearing your uniform? Or on behalf of the team, in the case of LSU, going, hey, Jaden, we got a 5-star guy, one of the top prospects is DJ Pickett. Everybody knows. Miami guys who follow recruiting know how important. Miami thought they had a shot too. DJ Pickett wants to wear number 5. And apparently it was promised to him by good old Coach Kelly before he lost his job. So Jaden Daniels, who doesn't look like, I don't know, man. I was watching him the other day. He looks like he's kind of zoned in on football. Listen, he's got to come back. It's a big year for him, man. Because now you know what the knock on him is after getting knocked around and injured and then injured again, that he's not durable after having a great rookie year, ran for almost 1,000 yards and threw it really well, got his team to the NFC Championship game. I mean, listen, he was fantastic. Now, we were ready to put him in the top 10. We probably did put him in the top 10 quarterback after his year, but we all said, yeah, we got to see more. That's 1 year. We've seen a lot of guys come in and look real good in 1 year. How you going to do in year 2? So he got hurt. Yeah, he got banged up. And if you've watched the quarterback, you've seen some of the hits and his mother and stuff. So now this story pops with LSU. And somehow it's turned where it's just weird. Jaden Daniels is looking real bad in this whole thing by acting this way. Everybody's he won a Heisman. They're going, so now LSU's fighting back. They're going, hey, Jaden Daniels. All right, great. You won a Heisman trophy. You didn't win squat diddly do for the school. Joe Burrow, now I knew this was coming. I knew somehow Joe Burrow was going to get into this thing. And Joe Burrow and that team won a national championship. And truly, nothing against Miami Hurricanes, don't get upset. One of the best offenses I've ever seen that group Joe Burrow had that year. You'd agree with that, Woody? That offense?
Oh,
it
yeah.
scored.
No, that
thing was
yeah.
I mean, those guys are in the pros. I mean, his receivers, some of the best receivers in the NFL. That kind of, to me, started the whole LSU tree. It probably started before that. But listen, Ohio State and LSU have been spitting out wide receivers like crazy. But it's gotten ugly. And Jaden Daniels going, hey, man, I'm not really paying attention to this. So he's taking a high road. He knows. And I got to be honest with you. The last thing he needs right now is this, when you're trying to get ready and bounce back and got you a nice team. And he looked good the other day. He looked really good. Throwing the ball and being back and healthy. And everybody's wondering how he's going to run and slide and make better decisions like we always do when running quarterbacks who are good runners, which, by the way, I love. When you got a guy can take off and run for 20, 25 yards. I just think it breaks the back. Everything's done. You got great coverage. You got a great pass rush. You're coming up the field, and the guy sees a crack between the guard and tackle and runs for 25 yards. He catches you in man-to-man and friggin' runs down the field, and you're going, that guy just ran for 20, 25 yards. It's just, instead of being off the field like a 3rd and 8, you got fresh downs, and then he does it again to you, and it just wears the big guys out. It just wears the big guys out like, damn it, he did it again. And it just affects it. Hey, listen, I am not a hater of running quarterbacks, and I've seen, especially in today's game, like forever, if you got a good guy that can do both like this guy. But, boy, does he need this distraction. It's just getting bigger. It's getting worse because now LSU's fighting back. Now LSU's throwing that, what have you done for us? Like, what have you done for us? Now you're telling us we can't use your name and your jersey. And
you imagine someone in Jaden Daniels' circle, Joe, thought that this was a good idea?
Mom.
I guess. And I saw the thing you saw, too. His mom's doing pretty smart business woman. Like, Joe, someone actually thought like this was going to go over well. Oh, this has been very, very. Social media yesterday was vicious. I mean, this thing has gotten very, very ugly. It's actually
I saw it on the outside. Yeah, I figured from what I saw on the outside, because I don't follow social media, truly don't know how to use it. But I know you do, and everybody was saying, "Oh my God, Jaden, what are you doing?" So he's like, "Oh, hey, listen, I'm just getting ready. I don't know. This sounds like even smart people, but sometimes people way, way too close to you, way too close to you, and don't like something." And she's like, "We did a lot in our 2 years at LSU. We brought you a Heisman, which by bringing you another good quarterback, they're going to want to go there and play." Now, LSU happens to be they got a lot of money, and it's a good school. It's a football crazy school. They produced a lot of great players, and but it's just it's bad. And all I could think of is, and I get it, man. My mother would protect me to a fault. Man, I got in trouble. I remember my mom going to bat for me, and I was embarrassed. I was like, "Oh, Mom, I kind of effed up. You're kind of giving me you're kind of sticking up for me." That was a big thing. And so I just think maybe Mom's too close to this. I don't know. But I don't think there's a lot of other people that got a big voice besides Mom in that group. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but this has done a lot of damage to his brand, Joe. This has been very, very.
Well, he just doesn't need this when you're getting ready for a season. It's so big. This year 3. This is a lot of things. This is another big contract, right? Year 3, you play great. They start getting that extension ready. There's just so many things. And by the way, the other thing is LSU's going like, "Are you serious? We gave you a chance to play. We put good weapons around you." So they're doing the exact opposite. He's saying, "Hey, I brought you a Heisman." They're going, "We made you a first-round pick. We put a lot of great players around you, so you had a chance. Look at your signing bonus and, for being a high pick." All these things come out, and then I knew the second part. You didn't even do what Joe Burrow did. You knew that was coming. The old Joe Burrow he did the hat trick. I don't know if he do the Mendoza. He won the national championship, the Heisman.
Yeah, he did it all.
Yeah, he did. Thanks. All day, Dan Day in LSU and Saints guy. So
Joe, some of the stuff on social media, I will admit, was pretty funny yesterday. Like they had all these companies were stealing his thing. Like Five Guys was like, "We're not going to go by Five Guys anymore out of respect to Jaden Daniels." Anything with the number 5. There's a tweet. Jaden Daniels' camp has reportedly reached out to Nickelback, requesting the band change its name. May 5th will now be recognized nationally as Cinco de Mayo.
Oh my God! Yeah. Hey, man,
pretty embarrassing stuff, man. Act like a child like that over a number. And that his statement. Remember, I read you the statement yesterday. Like it was so over the top. How hurt he was, and how disappointed he was. Like, man,
you think they should have reached out to him or no? I brought that up yesterday just to be so I'm not a complete. Could somebody from LSU just give him a heads up on what they wanted to do? Because
I guess, but they didn't give it retired yet, Joe. Like
I don't know.
They've only retired 4 numbers in their school's history.
I know, but he won a Heisman. I'm just throwing it out before everybody gets all rolling their eyes.
But he didn't need to act like
Hey, he's a billboard. I will say this on his behalf. He is now a billboard for LSU because he played there. And people are going to go, "Wow, Joe Burrows and Jaden Daniels. Hey, they went to LSU and they're both damn good," especially if Jaden Daniels looks like he did even at times last year when in between getting hurt, he was really good again, but I
personally don't understand the whole thing. Like, I don't know why he would care that someone else wearing his number in college. Like,
well, I don't know what, man. You can't go around retiring. Oh, I don't know how many numbers they've retired.
Well, yeah. Did you see how many Canes players were out there at practice? What do they got? 100 something? Like, obviously you can't start retiring every number.
By the way, that's a great example because we sit out there. You and I've been the last years. They had those banners over the top, and I was going, "Oh my God." I go, "Woody, I know you don't remember this guy, but some say he's the best outside linebacker of all time, Ted Hendricks." I go, "Oh my God, you remember this guy over here, George Foreman? He was really good, man." And, some people are going, George Foreman, you mean a fighter? No, there's a George Foreman as a running back.
You retired every great Canes number, Joe. There would be, you'd have guys wearing triple digits.
No, I agree.
I mean, you'd be out of numbers.
They started going, do you mind going letters instead of numbers?
Yeah.
We're going to come up with a new creative system. Coming in, LV's coming in right now. No, it's a crazy one. We got to go to break here, but we have a lot more stuff. It's fun to hear some of the stories we've got, and we'll get you caught up on some stuff with the Miami Dolphins. We got a big show. Omar going to join us. Mark Ross, NFL/ESPN now. Mike Florio will join us this morning. Get you caught up on national and all the stuff for tonight's game, and get you ready to go here this morning. And of course, the Marlins on the road, first of 3 against the Reds, and then 3 big games against the Phillies, man. So this is, now we're down the fourth quarter of this baseball season. These games are huge for this wild card spot. Anyway, right now I want to talk to you about your South Florida Chevy dealers. Man, I got to tell you, truck. That's what we are all about. And if right now we're really pushing, because we got a lot of Colorados and we got a lot of Silverado trucks. We got great deals. We want to get you out this weekend to take a test drive. And for the early birds, that's usually guys that make a living out of that truck. The guys that get up 4:35 in the morning that I see on the road with whatever it is they do, locked to the back of it and ready to go out and work every day till the job is done. And sometimes that's Saturday and Sunday. Boy, do we have some durable, great trucks for you. We really do. And I always start with a Chevy Colorado with everything that it offers, whether it's a Colorado custom to the ZR2, and then you get into Chevy Silverado family with the custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV. We actually have 10 models and 4 powerful engine choices. Silverado just delivers an impressive balance of strength, dependability, and efficiency, just like you, man, just like you are every day. Hey, I always say this about Silverado trucks. It's like we've custom made a truck perfect for your lifestyle. We get the family truck, and you need a truck that's got room for the kids. And we also know you need a truck for hard working and for fun on the weekends. Boy, do we have it for you. Might be a Silverado HD, could be the powerful LTZ, or it could be a Chevy Silverado HD High Country. This weekend, if you got some time, you're starting to look around, make sure you put one of those 14 dealerships here in South Florida and stop by. You got one close to you right now. Take a test drive and then get the deal of your life at your South Florida Chevy dealers.
560 WQAM conducts contests
What a crazy offseason. Everything that's happened. Basically just cleaned everything off the table. You ever do that, man? You just take everything and you go, do I want that? No, just clean it all off. We did. And on this rebuild, here we go. 21 draft picks is the core of what we're talking about. Not even up for debate, really. I mean, we got 5 or 6 really good players, and you know who they are off of last year, and veteran guys that played a little bit, kind of sprinkled around this team. But it's really built for the future, and the futures right now is these 21 guys, and how many guys are going to be good enough to go out there and play. And it starts tonight, man. So if you get a chance, keep an eye on the 13 guys that they drafted. John Eric Sullivan drafted here in April. And then from there, look at the 8 guys they drafted the year before, Chris Greer. And let's see, because we need those. Those are all young guys on the youngest roster right now in the NFL. So, and then, of course, you've got some really, really good stories here early on. But the one that everybody's talking about nationally, they're starting to talk about. I'm seeing articles now where everybody's picking up on just how good Caleb Douglas has been. And it's so funny because the first couple of days, and man, it's one of the great things of football. He basically missed all the OTs and mini camps. So we didn't get to see him. We're like, dude, you're the first 3rd pick of the 3. And this team's kind of said those 3rd-round picks are really important. Like they kind of cut it off at the first 2 first-round, 1 second-round, and 3 third-round picks. Like, yeah, we think our top 6 picks are very important to our future. So they put a little pressure and priority on that. So this guy, and then the first couple of days, not much there. Not much there. Then he has one practice that had a couple of touchdowns, and everybody's going, hey, all right, well, you know, and one of our writers said, well, 1 foot was in. I don't know if it's in or not. It was a great catch, but I don't know if he's in. And they did writer stuff. And so, all right, whatever. We don't care about that. We want to know he jumped up and made the friggin' play. I'm not worried about whether there's an official out for practice 3 to say he got both feet down. Then he just got better and better. Then he had a day where he disappeared again, didn't do much. And then it started. Then Malik started throwing to him more and more, and he started making more plays. Then a couple of the big practices open to the fans. He made more plays. Then at the stadium, he makes a couple of catches. And then on a day where an offense didn't get much going, Caleb Douglas still had a nice day. Now, it wasn't perfect. Still got to learn to run certain routes, and you can't. He's going to find out that everybody in the league runs a 4.3 something 40. But his routes are getting better. I'm watching this 6'4" guy. He's catching the ball in traffic, which has been an Omar knock on him. Which, again, that's an Omar thing. But the guy's just getting better and better to the point the head coach comes out and says he's one of the most consistent guys, if not the most consistent player we've had in camp. How's that for a 3rd-round pick? It's been here 2 weeks, like a lot of guys. But he's having a nice camp. He's not the only one now. I think Chop's off to a really nice start. Man, boy, if he can keep this going, and by the way, I don't need pressures. I need to close. I know he's been in the first couple of weeks, he's had his hand because you can't tackle quarterbacks, and he's kind of grabbed them. But that's been a knock on him that he gets there, but he doesn't close it. He doesn't get the guy to the ground. He doesn't make the play. So this is a big one for Chop, but he has looked a lot different, man. He has looked, I think they've kind of zoned into what he can and can't do. He came back. You can tell he's a little bigger. You can tell. But he's got a lot of confidence. He's got a lot of confidence right now. He has been going at it with Patrick Paul. Sometimes it gets a little ugly when you're out there and one guy's making the other guy look bad. They both tried to knock each other to the ground. I love it. I think it's great. You get those two guys going, which, oh, by the way, were the first and second round picks of that draft 3 years ago. Kind of important deal. So tonight, if you're looking, it is a big test. It's the biggest because they're going to tackle. There's not going to be, I wonder if the defensive tackle or the defensive end would have tackled the quarterback. Tonight, you take them down. There's no two-hand touch tonight or grab them and they blow the whistle. That's enough. We don't want to start a fight out here. Tonight, you take them down. And, they're looking for guys who can tackle. They're not going to show any coverages. It's just but they're going to put guys in different positions. I thought the cornerbacks and wide receivers had a rough one the other day. Had a rough one a couple days ago here. So overall, we got to find more wide receivers. And I got to tell you, the group that really needs to step it up are the veteran guys. Tutu's got to get going. I know Tutu Atwell's been a good player, former quarterback out of Northwestern High School. We got to get him going. Now, he's flashed a couple of times, but they need to see it every day. They need it. And Tolbert is a guy they're really counting on. Is when this thing all started, he's still starting, but we just too many days where somebody will say, did you see Tolbert today? I don't want to see days where I go, hey, I didn't see much of Tolbert today. So that's an important one to get going, because if not, I think coming in the near future, I said it yesterday, I've been saying it a lot, our starting tight end and our starting wide receiver is going to be the third round class. Is kind of the theme of craziness of everything that's going on right now. Because I think he's closer to coming back than I originally thought. Again, got to be careful with that because I'm obviously not making the decision on it. But Woody, you saw him out there. It's a tease. And listen, they're definitely going to give him at least another month. There's no question in my mind. And you know what? Another month takes you right to the start of the season. Maybe they give him another 6-7 weeks. That's okay. Hey, honestly, if they said 2 months and this thing went into middle of October, I'd have no problem with it. You're still getting a lot of football. You're getting a lot of football out of a guy that is going to be really, really important going forward. No question. So it's going to be a young, the veterans early on. We need to get some of those wide receivers. I'd love to see a couple of those guys make some plays tonight. But at some point, Chris Bell is going to be playing. And trust me, he will be playing. There might be a little rust to knock off because he hasn't played in 8 or 9 months. Hadn't played since, I don't know, in November maybe. Woody, does that sound right? The last time when he got injured his ACL. But we're sneaking up on 9-10 months, and we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It's going to be interesting to one to watch. And then,
well, what's the reaction like tonight, Joe? Like, I don't, you don't want to overreact to this game here, but
no, it's just,
it's just funny because we're watching all the stuff this morning, and they're breaking down every single quarterback and every single throw that they've made, and
I don't think so, Woody. I disagree. It's been fundamental offense and defense. I don't think people are throwing a lot at them. I just we should have some success tonight, but again, I don't just see you're going to be playing against a lot of guys like your situation. A lot of draft picks going to be playing against a lot of draft picks. A lot of second-year players will be playing against a lot of second-year players. The bottom half of 53-man rosters will be playing tonight. And maybe, I mean, if it's like you go around the league, starters are playing, one series or 2 series, and everybody should look good. Like Mendoza went 10 for 16, and I saw a lot of short passes. That's what should happen. Get your feet wet, get some first downs, get a little confidence. You couldn't get confidence off that practice the other day. That was a learning experience. Tonight, though, again, we go from quiz to test. So, I don't know how guys are going to do. Listen, some guys are going to play against guys that are as good or better, and some won't. Some of this is going to be matchups and the play called for you. But, man, fair or not, whatever's going to happen this year is going to be that core 21 guys. And I know Achan's not a part of the 21, and I know a lot of the the 7 or 8 guys on this team, they're good players that could play on anybody's team. We have those guys. We have a lot of them right now. We need more for the future. But we got to get some of these younger guys to look like Brewer and Achan, right? Brooks, Sealer. Those other defensive tackles have to play like Zach Sealer, who, by the way, he just told him, hey, man, I'm probably going to be out a couple weeks. You guys need to – I'll be here to talk to you, but I won't be here to cover you up. Like, you guys going to have to play. So I'm guessing tonight, a lot of Phillips, a lot of – right? A lot. See how he does. Biggers will play a lot. Kenneth Grant will play, obviously, a lot. We got to get him going. He's been a little quiet, to be honest. Kenneth Grant, we're not looking for you to just be a run stopper for 15 or 18 plays a game. We took you in the first round out of Michigan for everything. They said potential as a pass rusher, potential tackles for loss guy, big, strong guy, which he is. He didn't lose all that. He's just got to make more plays. Got to make more plays. And listen, unfortunately, we've had some guys around here in recent years with Sealer, Wilkerson. We've had some damn good players around here. Who's the old guy we had from University of Miami? I totally forgot his name. He's like 40 years old. He still makes like 70 tackles a year.
Calais Campbell.
Thank you. We need that. We need that. That, by the way, how good is that story? That guy friggin' still making $5 or $6 million. Teams still want him in every offseason. No matter where he goes, he has not 401k to team yet. He's not thrown the 401k card out there yet. You know what that is? That's your last year where you just kind of throw it in and end up not playing. Sometimes they release you, and you take that last year, that money. Yeah, we do know. We do know. It's a good point. We actually do know what that looks like.
We have a receiver took one of those recently. Few years ago.
Yeah. Well, we've also had some guys do that and then go other places and start looking pretty good again. So we'll see. Hey, we got to go to break. We've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on with preseason football. 3 more games tonight, 6 last night, and a whole bunch of games on Saturday as well to kick off week 1. And the Marlins open up a 6-game road trip tonight against Cincinnati. 3 with the Reds and 3 with the Phillies, who just Phillies aren't exactly running away from this wild card, man. They are they've had some problems. And so the Marlins, even after losing 12 in a row, they lose 12 in a row, 11 in a row, whatever it was they lost. They're still there. Still got a shot, man, to get in that wild card position with Arizona and Philly not that far ahead of them. Baptist Health South Florida and that sports medicine program, never too early in the morning for me to tell you about one of the top sports medicine programs we have in the country. People ask me all the time. First question I get, I'll bet almost every day. Hey, Joe, and I know where, I'll tell you the story. They go, where do the pros go? And I go, well, enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Miami Dolphins all use the doctors of Baptist Health. So the next question is, can you get me the VIP treatment and get me to the front of the line? I've done it a couple times, but I really don't like to do that, man, because they're going to take care of everybody. Sometimes, listen, they got great doctors. If you're going to be a top sports medicine program, they got great specialists, not only for our professional teams, but high school, college, and everybody else, man. If you're active, the bad news is if you're active, no matter how good you are, sooner or later, everybody gets injured. It's just a fact. And they got great knee doctors, shoulder, foot and ankle doctors, hand specialists, back specialists, hip and knee replacement, Achilles. We got doctors for every kind of injury you could have. That's how you become a top sports medicine program, when you get some of the best in the business all working together at 3 great facilities throughout South Florida: Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the Miami Dolphins training facility, and 595 and Pine Island in Plantation. The pineapple is alive and well. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho today. One goal: let's get you back out playing the sports you love the most.
The Joe Rose Show is
today, actually in the studio. Apparently, I didn't get raving reviews on that attempt at doing a radio show yesterday up in the hotel room. Did not go over real well.
You get an A for effort, at least.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love that. I go, I don't think this is working real well. You guys, no, it's fine. We can get through today.
You've never been a good work from home guy, though, man. You're always itching to get in somewhere.
I am.
You're all right.
So anyway, yeah, we're in here. They're very nice. Everybody's been great.
Did you have a nice ride in there this morning? Everything worked out all right with the Uber situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
you didn't try to
set
pay
it
the
up
guy
last night.
cash?
Set it up last. No, I didn't. I really liked the guy this morning.
Uh-huh.
And
did you talk to him a lot on the ride up, ride over?
Of course I did.
Okay.
I did.
You know, there's a
man.
thing now. I don't know if you saw this on your thing, but there's like all these different options you can select now when you book an Uber. You can ask about, you can tell them what music you want. You can tell them what kind of temperature you want in the car. And then you can also select if you want to be left alone. Like if you don't want the guy to talk to you, it's an option.
Is that right?
Yeah. I don't know if that popped up on yours or not. But yeah, there's all these different things that you can select now to for your ride.
So I'd ask everybody out there this question. I think they probably know by listening to me that drives my wife nuts. One of the many things that drive her nuts is the amount that I talk to Uber drivers when we're in a car. You can imagine when I'm liquored up coming back.
Yeah.
What that's like. Anyway, yeah, I talk. Go, hey, man, where you from? Oh, shoot. Hey, you a fan of, as soon as they tell me something, like the guy driving today's from Argentina. I go, oh, how you like, man, we talked about Messi for 10 minutes and loss of his father and how great he is and what happened in the final game against Spain. And I, next thing I know, I was here. So it was great. That's why I like to talk, because I hate dead time. It's like wasted time. But my wife's the exact opposite. She's not a big yapper. So what about you, Woody?
Well, you know that I'm not a big talker, Joe, but it was actually funny. So we took an Uber to the Miami airport and we were going on our trip. And I guess my wife and I were talking the entire way down. And the guy at the end of the drive was like, this is, very refreshing. Like you guys actually talk to each other in the car. He goes, most couples that get in the car, they don't speak to each other. They're just on their phones the whole time.
Well, first of all, if it's something to do with our family or something, I just don't feel comfortable talking about that. I tell her that, like, look, if it's something to do with us, I don't really want to talk to a freaking guy I don't know.
Oh, you won't do that? Okay.
No.
I don't really care. Like, we'll talk about whatever.
What do you mean you don't care? Like, I got something going on,
hopefully
or
the guy's not
my daughter, or something happened with a grandchild, or something's going on. I just prefer not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, should I talk about trips or something we're going to do, or what do you think about on the off week and, going somewhere for a couple of hours, then yeah, we'll talk about that. But yeah, if not, I
won't like it. I don't actively try to like small talk the drivers, as I'm sure you can imagine. My wife loves to, but
yeah, everybody's different.
Yeah.
But it was 4:30 this morning or 4:40 this morning. And as soon as I realized he was talking, I got to be honest with you. I worry about those guys on these long trips, like getting here today.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of worry a little bit. I don't want my man, if he's been working, like he works a normal job and he told me, he's doing this extra, and he goes home and sleeps a couple hours. I mean, this guy's working his ass off to make a living. And I'm like, part of the reason I stay awake is make sure his ass stays awake.
That's fair. Do you sit in the front or the back?
No, I sit in the back.
Okay.
But I keep ahead to make sure that head's not nodding at the wheel.
I don't know, for some reason I picture you jumping in the front. Dan's nodding yes. Like Dan, right, Dan? Like, don't you picture him jumping in the front?
No. I don't do that. No, that's not fair, because I push the seat all the way up.
Yeah. I mean, there is something weird about getting in the back seat of like just a normal car, right? Having some guy drive you when you're by yourself. Like, there is something weird about that.
The one that gets me, that I saw the commercial for, but I understand it. Women want women drivers. And I was like, I get that. When I saw that, I thought, that's pretty smart. Excuse me, I'd like a female driver to pick me up at the airport, put it in. That makes sense. Although because I don't ever request one way or the other. I've never had a female Uber driver.
Never?
Really?
Never, not one.
Okay.
That's one.
Very odd.
Not one. So anyway, especially overnight. I mean, a lot of my time I'm leaving when I use them is going early to an airport or on the road here doing these radio shows from wherever we're staying in a hotel to get to a city to where these radio stations are. This is part of our family up here. So anyway, yeah, I didn't want to get carried away about it, but yeah. So just so you asked.
I'm glad you had a nice ride in, though. You were able to, get some conversation in there. That's good.
Don't worry. Before that, I got up so early. I was talking to the lady working at the front desk. Nobody was safe today.
How's she
Very
doing?
nice lady. I've seen her
Very
3
nice.
mornings in a row now. Very nice. Very nice. Offers me the water.
Well, you're
talk
making
a little
friends out
bit.
there, man. I love
Oh,
it.
yeah. Just always making new friends, Woody. Can't have enough friends, right? Anyway, we got Omar Kelly going to join us today. Mark Ross. Do we have to say NFL Network and ESPN now? How's that work now
That's a
that they've
great
merged
question,
together?
Joe.
And then Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. So we got a lot of stuff. Go around the league. Mark's been going out to some different locations, and including out the Arizona Cardinals. Carson Beck, man, it's such a nice start, and then the guy gets hurt. I just, when you're a young guy, man, getting hurt, unless you've done enough and you're enough of a teaser, they're not getting rid of him. He's a 3rd-round pick. I'm not saying that. But I really thought he had a chance, and he still could, right? If they don't play well and they're losing a lot of games, which I don't know if it's the case or not. I don't know how good they're going to be this year, but he's going to play a lot of football this year. He might be one of the first rookie quarterbacks to play. I can't imagine, by the way, if the Raiders end up struggling in the West, AFC West, which could happen. They happen to be in a really good division. If they're struggling, they got to play Mendoza at some point. I get that you're going to start maybe with Kirk Cousins, but doesn't Mendoza have to start at some point?
You would think, but Kirk Cousins actually, I think he's pretty good. I don't know where you come in on him, but he's not like some washed up, like terrible player. Like he's actually a pretty good
The
player.
guy I saw against Miami, he was horrible in that game. Just so you know.
I mean, I'm
No,
that's
all.
I understand.
I'm going by what I saw, and he wasn't
and
very
usually
good.
everyone's
in that
good
game.
against the Dolphins. I get you on that one, but I still think he's like an above average quarterback.
Probably.
So I don't know
Probably.
that Mendoza could play any better than he can right now.
Yeah, but
'Cause it's just
you're
so
talking
early
about
and they don't have much
17
on
years
that
difference
team, but-
in age.
No, I'm sure they're going to lose a bunch of games and he'll eventually start, but
I think so too. But he's a first overall pick, man. And
Yeah.
today, your fan base, if you're losing games, what do you think the fan base, first of all, no matter, it could be the defense is terrible, the offense is horrible. They're going to be saying one thing. Unless Kirk Cousins throwing 4 touchdowns every game and losing in shootouts, they're going to say one thing. Why is Kirk Cousins still playing? And our number 1 overall pick is not playing. That's what they're going to say.
Yep.
Anyway, hey, 7 o'clock hour is coming up, man. We got a lot more stuff to get to. Good start last night, by the way, for Mr. Mendoza, Fernando Mendoza, 10 of 16 and a touchdown. Pride of Columbus High School. And we'll take a quick break. We've got the 7 o'clock hour coming up. Really appreciate you being with us here on a Friday. And we want to let you know we do have a lot of NFL stuff and Dolphin stuff coming up here this morning. And some guys, everybody's going to kind of be watching, and maybe some guys you might be watching tonight. But they're going to be a lot of new faces on this team by the time that first game rolls around. That week before the Vegas game, you're going to see a lot of new faces in a lot of new places on this roster. I'm convinced of that. Hey, I'll tell you what else I'm convinced of. Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. It is hurricane season. So far, so good. Besides the rain, so far, so good. And I want to let you know, if you haven't protected your home and you guys are starting to look around for it and going, hey, maybe we should get it done. You never know when the big guy's going to hit and you destroy your home when you could have had really, really good protection. Well, that's what Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing will do for you. Their windows are Hurricane Category 5 rated. Loctite Impact provides 100% financing with 0 down, no interest, no payments for 1 year. Old leaky roof, don't worry about it. Replace your old roof now and you can pay later. Plus, if you're not going to do that, we have something else you can do, and that is call the repairs team over at Loctite. They can take care of it 24/7. They're working as well. So if you got some leaks and want to patch it up for a year, we can do that. Best part, Impact Windows as low as $6 per month per window installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Get the deal of a lifetime today and keep your home protected. Whether you're in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach, it doesn't matter. Loctite is there and ready to make sure you have a great experience with great products. Call today, 954-500-LOCK, or go to LoctiteImpact.com. And remember, when you call that number, they got a great staff ready to answer all your questions so you can get the process started today.
Odyssey Stars and Strings.
could see some playing time. The Raiders, they did lose to the Cardinals 27-14. Carson Beck, injured, did not play for Arizona, but Fernando Mendoza did go 10 for 16 with 97 yards and a touchdown. Tonight at 7, you get Broncos, Falcons, and Bucks, Jets. Marlins took a 13-1 beatdown by the hands of the Pirates yesterday. They're in Cincinnati tonight at 6:10. You get an ace-off between Sandy Alcantara and Chase Burns. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Protect your home before the next storm. Get your free roof and window estimate at 954-968-8155. Today, temperature is going to be high as 91 with intermittent showers throughout the day. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
It's a process.
Hey, welcome back, and good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to everybody out there that might be watching a little or listening to a little bit of Miami Dolphins' first preseason game tonight against the Commanders up here in Washington, where I am right now at our studios in D.C., and going to be interesting. I'm sure a lot of you are curious. You've heard, you've listened, this guy, that guy, we don't have this, we don't have that. Oh, this could be good. I'm not sold. And I know everybody is all over the board with Malik Willis. Hey, it's fair. He looked apart, clearly the best quarterback on this team. Not even close, for everybody wanted that open competition. I don't know what has happened to Quinn Ewers. I have no idea. I think privately everybody's wondering. He during minicamp and OTAs, it was like, wow, he's doing this, he's doing that. I don't know what happened when he got back. I don't know what happened. Now listen, he's dealing with the same thing that Malik's dealing with, right? And that's a lot of experience around you and good players right now. Not enough. So I get it all the time. I see people are sending me stuff. I don't know about Malik Willis. I go, have you seen him at all? Well, I saw him in Tennessee, and I saw him. He's only been a backup, basically. It didn't work out in Tennessee, and Green Bay kind of got him going a little bit, but as a backup, and yeah, I get it. I've seen it. I'm with you. I understand. He does have a lot of talent. Lots of talent to run and throw. Talked to him last night for a while. And he talked about nobody's truly seen my gear because I haven't shown it yet. Running gear. But he understands that's going to be a big part of it once we get into this thing. But I'm not disagreeing with anybody. Look, if for some reason, if he gets injured and, or it's on him, the play, and he's got chances and he's not taking advantage of them and he's not doing all the things we think he can do. Even with two things, limited potential at wide receiver, or we don't get to see the upside of the young guys, which, by the way, if they're going through this thing and our wide receivers are struggling, they're going to throw every rookie out there. They're going to throw. We might have all three of those rookies playing late in the year as 1, 2, and potentially number 3. But he's struggling. If Malik doesn't look like he's the guy, and it's not, he could come back here next year. He's definitely going to be back next year. He could come back as a backup next year, or slowly be a backup. But I will tell you, this is no bowl. They think he's got a chance to be a frontline quarterback. And if you've watched practice out there, everybody has said, wow, I didn't know he could throw it like this. He's made some throws to guys all over the field that look like all the other big arm guys in the league. Those kind of throws. Now, we haven't seen it like we've seen it with Josh Allen and Mahomes and some of the other big arm guys, but he's got some really, really good talent. Now, does he have enough around him? Does he have enough around him to make himself look good And the second thing is, can he look good enough even if things don't go well? Because we've seen that happen. Drake May had to go through it. Yeah, and everybody brings that up. I'll just beat you to the punch. Drake May, that first year, that was a horrible team. No wide receivers and a terrible offensive line. Horrible. Before they drafted a guy who struggled in the Super Bowl and went out and got some veteran guys. So, but saying all that, I hope he plays tonight a little bit. I hope he plays in preseason. And the offensive line needs time to play together. They need those front five guys. I hope all play tonight because I think they're all healthy, with Austin Jackson, a right tackle, being the one that's had some bruises a little bit and missed a couple of days, but he's been good to go. And then on top of that, your wide receivers. You know, we've gotten to the point, to me, just so you know, it looks like Caleb Douglas is clearly the best wide receiver on this team. And now we're talking about some veteran guys they picked up in the offseason. And the second best receiver, look to me again, clearly looks like Malik Washington, and then there's a drop-off of everybody else. Now, Tutu's had his moments, bringing it back to 305. He's had his moments where he's had some nice plays. He obviously can run, but we haven't seen it enough, you know. Now, the other thing that happens with this wide receiver and quarterback thing is the guy they throw to, no matter what you think, if I'm watching Malik trying to get the ball to certain guys, that tells me he feels comfortable throwing to him, and there's not a coach around that can change that or would try to change that. Because if he's seeing something, he keeps throwing him the ball because the guy can get open, he can catch it, or he's seen him do it, and it's in the back of his brain. I know where I'm going with this one. That's the way these guys are made, man. They're going to go to those guys they think can make plays for them. So no matter what a coach says, it's in his brain. Hey, I know you're having some no coach is that stupid to go, you know, you're having a lot of success with Caleb Douglas, but let's try to get the ball somewhere else. He's going to go when in doubt. He's going to go to that guy, especially on the routes he's had success in practice with. He's going to go to him in games with that same one. And so we got to get some other wide receivers going. We do. We got to get the tight ends going a little bit here too. Get them rolling here. And maybe tonight will be a good night. A lot of short routes. Maybe it's a good night for tight ends and in those situations. I hope I don't see Achane. I don't need to see him. There's a couple of guys, if you believe in the Aaron Rodgers theory of great players don't need preseason, talking about himself, I don't think Devon Achane needs a whole lot of carries, if any, in this preseason, in these 3 games. I don't think that's the case. So we'll be talking to Omar about some of these things coming up and getting set for this game, which, again, it starts with the 21. Starts with the 21. The core of this team is built around the 21. The core of this team is the 21 draft picks over the last 2 years. That's the core of these guys coaching up to find out exactly what they have this year with guys going into year 2 and their rookie year. Now, I know I left out Malik, and I know I left out Chop and some other guys, Patrick Paul and some other guys and Washington. Those guys are all now in year 3. But the core of this thing is going to be built because it's spread out. That 21 is spread out all over this team. And we need to find out we got some really solid starters to some guys that look like frontline guys that you can win with in this league. And right now we don't have enough. From lack of experience, the guys that just haven't done it. You can't have 4 or 5 frontline guys and that's it. That's not going to cut it. They cleaned house. You know the story. And now it's a great opportunity for a lot of young dudes out there. A lot of young guys have a great opportunity. Anyway, we've got a lot more stuff we're going to jump on here this morning as we continue on with the show. But first, before we get to anything else, I want to tell you about Super Sure. Yeah, I'm super sure about what I'm saying this morning, but I'm super sure about something else. If you want to sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for that renewal. Then they'll be back. Your business runs all year, and so do the gaps, and so do the risks. That's why I'm introducing you to Super Sure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just buy a policy online. Super Sure is a super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus, a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. So go to supersure.com, one super agency, one powerful platform. Your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com.
Got
the radio.
And they told the world just how you felt.
I need a little of this morning right here. This is nice. All day, this is very nice.
Falling out of a hole in your
I was thinking about you.
I used to love this song right here. Now it's going to pick up, if you don't mind. We stick with it for a second. Oh, there you go, man. Well, anyway, hey, listen, welcome back and a good morning to everybody. I got a little wrapped up there, maybe a little too much. And all day Dan Day's music in the morning, Woody. There's just nothing like it. You never know what he's going to go with.
Yeah, that got you there, man. That was nice.
Hey, I got to tell you, it's funny up here. The sports guys are in the other room. We're just talking during the break. You know what they're dealing with up here for 5 days now? What do you think? What do you think their number one topic is up here?
That's a great question.
Jaden Daniels.
Not the number thing. That was like 2 days ago, right?
Well, that's what I meant. Jaden Daniels thing is what they're talking about. It's their quarterback. It's the most important position in sports or in football for sure. If you happen to, and you're another sport and disagree with the importance of a quarterback. But he's coming back. They've seen him at absolutely as good a football as you can play as a rookie. I mean, what he did that first year, and as far as they went in the playoffs, is unbelievable. Not to take away from my former teammate and what he did his rookie year, but they went to the jam. I almost forgot they went to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, they got close to getting to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they weren't that bad in that game.
No.
And he's throwing the ball all over the field. By the way, we think because he ran for almost 1,000 yards that rookie year, but hell, he can throw it. He's got a great arm. Had a lot of starts between Arizona State and his 2 years at LSU. But now, and you know how today's world is, man. If you get into anything at all and it blows up, it's a distraction. It just is. So Jaden Daniels is going, because they're now asking him questions. Hey, Jaden, hey, what's going on? And because it's kind of a big deal. LSU's not a small school.
That story took
LSU's
off,
not a small school.
The way that story took off is like fascinating, though, right? Like it ends up being, you probably wouldn't think it'd be a big deal, but it ends up being on the front page of ESPN, right? Now all these companies are making their new slogans and ripping him off. Like it got very embarrassing yesterday.
Well, this is there's so many parts to it, and you can get involved. I just happened before this all broke. What he's been telling me, you got to watch the quarterback. You got to get HBO. You got to watch Hard Knocks. So I did. One day I had extra time. I go, bam, bam. I knocked them both out, and they were great. I had somebody I was watching them with, and Michael, my partner at the house, we were watching them together. And so, wow, Jaden Daniels' mom seems – and they really did a nice job with her, how smart a woman she is. And but if you watch that, you get that everything goes through mom before Jaden Daniels, good or bad. That's the way it works in that family. She and she looks like her background. She's a smart lady. She's a brilliant professional lady. But there's still one little problem with that. As good as she is, that's her son. And sometimes, love can be tough, man. And look, I had a mother who was over the top too with me. As an only son and the oldest, protective to a fault. And I just feel like, and by the way, those guys agree. We're just talking about, the mom, you can't say much because her heart's in the right place and she thinks she's doing all these right things. But now LSU's going to fight back on this. And
this was a big
now the
misstep.
fan,
the
fan
big
base,
misstep, Joe. This is not going to be good for his brand at the end of the day here. I'm curious if we can backtrack for a second though. Like, what do they think? Sophomore slump last year? They think he's going to bounce back this year?
Well, how many times have we talked about this? You got to learn when to slide. You got to learn when to take off and go. And he got away with his rookie year. I mean, he ran he looked like closest thing I've seen to Lamar He really, when he ran, he was that good and that fast. But he's got a slender build, man. He's got a slender build. What are we talking about slender build in the NBA? He's got one. And look, they say he's like 210 or 215, but he's hiding it well because he's got a great arm. He's got a great arm. Can make all the throws, as you know. We saw in the cold weather in those playoff games how good he is. But he's got to stay healthy. His thing is stay healthy. He just missed a lot of games last year, and then he got hurt again. And he got hurt on a stupid play where the guy hit him low. Well, you guys saw the quarterback, and the hit he took went down, and I think he took it on the shoulder a little bit. And you just can't, I don't know. You got to be smart. Now, saying that, all these guys are competitive. They're athletic. They think they can make a guy miss. So I know when I say that, guys are competitive, and they're going to try. Josh Allen, Josh, stop running. Josh goes, this is the way I play. Okay. They actually had meetings with Josh Allen when he signed a new contract about slowing down on the running and taking guys on because they know. Mm-hmm. Listen, the tacklers, they're the best tacklers in the world. Sooner or later, they're going to get you. Sooner or later, they're going to get you. Now, he's been lucky. Josh Allen is kind of the last of that. Even though he got hurt, but he got hurt at the end of the year, so he didn't miss any games. Or maybe he does if they have to keep going. But he's just got to be smart. He's got to cut back. He can't worry about – he can have 400 or 500 yards. He'll still get a lot of first downs, but don't take all the hits. Now, you make a guy miss an open field, and he's such a great athlete. He's made so many guys miss at the college and pro level. He's got the confidence that linebacker or that safety can't tackle me one-on-one. But those guys are pretty damn good at what they do. So I don't know. I'm guessing they're saying, hey, we need you healthy. And maybe you can Mahomes it and Josh Allen it, where you run a little more towards the end of the year where the games get a little more important and you guys can take over. And they're two of the best, right? At late in the season. Like, okay, my ass going to run now. Now I got to run for a first down because you got my guys covered. But this Jaden Daniels thing, he doesn't need this, man. And I don't think he's used to it. And I love when a guy goes, I can block it out. It's no big deal. Listen, man, everywhere you go, this is a story right now. And the other problem with this topic, everybody's going to have an opinion. They're going to be people, they're going to defend that LSU to a fault. Like, what do you think, you're Joe Burrow? Or like, what did you do for us except get a Heisman? You didn't win a national championship, because I've already heard that. I'm stealing stuff from what I'm seeing. Dude, LSU got you got you a lot of money in the first round. And we gave you a lot of weapons to play with. Like, you weren't empty there. And then the other part is, like, other people are going to defend Jaden Daniels and go, why didn't the school at least call him and say, hey, man, we're going to put somebody, we love you. You don't want, by the way, LSU doesn't want Jaden Daniels pissed off about this. You don't want one of the best players in the NFL right now, one of your better players. I'm not saying wherever you rank them. There's a bunch of great LSU players in the league, by the way. I'm not saying that, so don't start throwing up all those LSU wide receivers, but you don't want that guy bad-mouthing the school.
Joe. He's also not bigger than the school. That's the problem.
Did you hear right? He's asked for his copy of the Heisman Trophy back from LSU?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's not
I
true.
just don't know why you'd want to go to war with your school. Like, don't you want to be
on
the sideline and watch the big game?
By the way,
you got your bye week and
it doesn't. When you're a successful quarterback, you really don't need anything from your school. That's not where you're making your money. Let it go. You've got a Heisman. You'll always be call Gino Torretta. Call him and see what that Heisman is. You're always the Heisman guys we look at first at every school, unless a guy's a super, Hall of Famer. Like, people always like to know the Heisman guys get treated differently, man. Why would you want to ruin that? You and Joe Burrow show up to the parties.
You can't just go around retiring numbers either, Joe. Like, if every school did it, if Miami retired every number from a great player, we'd be out of numbers. Like,
we'd be about 20 numbers. It's funny. I'm guessing UM people are saying that same thing. Like, hey, so who are we going to retire at the UM, at the university? of UM. What numbers you going to? There's a lot of guys that should have their numbers retired that had great college careers.
I don't know if you remember what happened. I think it was Nigel Pack who was wearing Rick Barry's number in basketball, and they made him put like a little patch on the on the front of the jersey that had his name on it. I don't know if you remember that.
Is that because Rick was upset?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that's the Rick Barry I remember. I could have guessed that one. I could have guessed that, but listen, we have had some guys
sensitive over the number thing, though.
We've had guys through the years where they've called players and go, "Hey, would you mind if I wear your number?" And some guys say yes, and some say no, but at least you asked.
Well, you think this guy, if he called Jaden Daniels, like, "Can I use your number?" And
well, if they go, "Hey, DJ
not.
Pickett is a top 5-star player," Miami Hurricanes probably remember that name because we thought we had a shot at him. He's a guy from Zephyr Hills, Florida. And they're going, "Hey, we promised him this jersey. Probably shouldn't have, but we did. Can you work with us?" I don't know. But you know what? When you're getting ready, coming back from an injury, you just don't need this. Because people are going to go, "What are you doing, bro? You're set for life with the money you made, and you're going to get a second contract unless something crazy happens," which I don't. He didn't see. Hell, if Tua got a second contract, this guy damn sure going to get a second contract.
It just makes him look like a pig.
There, for those people that say, "I can't leave Tua alone," that's for you. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Woody.
No, it just makes the guy look like a pig. Like, it makes him look like,
It's not a great look.
Yeah.
They're going, "We're trying to generate money for these players."
Yeah, I'm so
and
great.
You're worried about getting yours. Come on, man.
Yeah, season started in 3 weeks. I am so great. Nobody should ever wear my number again. That's sacred. Like,
I know, but
on,
how about you stroke him a little bit and make a call to mom and give him a heads up? I don't know. I'm just throwing something out. They still need each other. I don't want a Heisman Trophy, and if he ends up being a great quarterback, which one year he was, I don't want that guy going around bad mouthing the school. Do you? Because he's going to see people, and I know it's a bad look, though. I would agree. If you're doing the PR war right now, he's losing. I totally agree with you. He's not winning this one because they're going to start throwing out what he makes and what everybody pays him, and his signing bonus is going to be brought up here. I'm guessing that signing bonus was the second pick in the draft, Wood. Is that right?
Correct.
I'm guessing quarterback second pick is.
They're all right.
It's good. Let's just say it'll set you up for life for good. In real good shape.
It's weird too, Joe. Like, I watched the quarterback show with him, and he seems like a pretty good.
No, he's a great guy. I watched him. I stand on the sideline with him the other day, and he really is great with the guys. Comes over high-fiving them. He spent a lot of time with Stephon Diggs to get their timing. He gets it, man. Yeah. And he's got a big old smile. No, I'm with you.
It just doesn't seem
it's just
like
weird.
Him. Someone said his mom is the one who started the whole thing. Like, I'm sure it was, because it doesn't seem like his deal to throw a fit, like a temper tantrum over a number.
Yeah. No. It's what's a new one? It's
not the first time, by the way, we've seen parents be damaging to their kids' careers.
Oh, that's whatever it was like before, it's 50 times worse.
Yeah.
With parents being involved with their kids.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of parents giving.
And by the way, I'm not talking about taking them to practice and picking them up. That's been around forever. I'm not even talking about watching practice. That's been around forever. It's just everything else. You become an agent. You become all the other stuff.
Someone say he went 10-3 at LSU. Get out of here.
Yeah, no, they've thrown that in his face. You didn't Joe Burrow it. They got poor Joe. Joe's going to leave me out of this, will you?
Yeah.
Joe's like, "I'm trying to stay healthy over here myself." Jaden and I got the same problem. We're both trying to stay healthy. Hell, he got sacked in a preseason game last night. What the hell are you letting that happen? That thing's got to be 3 steps and out. Shotgun, grab it, and throw it. All right. Hey,
so now
Atlantic
you've made things so uncomfortable with your alma mater. You're not going to be able to go back there. Right.
Oh, no,
he won't go back on the bye week. You want to stand on the sideline? Good luck getting that sideline.
By the way, how about if he does come back and they make up? He's still going to get booed.
Oh, I'm
be
guessing
ugly.
those fans are pretty vicious, man. I think they probably care more about the Tiger brand than any one player.
Oh yeah, ask all day,
Yeah.
all day. Dan Day lived it. He could tell you.
I graduated
Wow.
from there. Yeah.
Yeah, he could tell you what that's like. All right. Hey, listen, I got to go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. Both you guys can calm down a little bit because I got the good news. When you're tired and your little energy levels way down, your sex drives down for you too, guys, back in the studio. I've been telling you guys, listen, man, Atlantic Men's Clinic, it worked for me. My ass a lot older than you guys, but I will tell you, I had full-blown low T and ED, and I'm not proud of it, but it's a fact. I had it, and it was bad. It was one thing to have no energy and felt like doing nothing, was starting to get lazy and gained a whole bunch of weight. It's another one when that sex drive is hit and miss, and then one day, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago, it was just a whiff. Nothing was happening in my bedroom. It was the safest place to be. And Atlantic Men's Clinic changed it for me, and I can't thank them enough. Really can't, man. It was the greatest thing I ever did. And I had no idea. But I knew what was going on wasn't working. And they got it back for my energy level. God, I've been walking more, been playing tennis a lot. And then on top of that, man, just everything got rolling again in that bedroom. And, man, it just feels great. It does. Everything to turn back the clock like that and feel the way I do, man, I want to share it with everybody that's going through it right now. Go to Atlantic Men's Clinic, the PSA test. You meet with their professional staff. They go through everything. They answer all your questions. They explain it. It's normal because guess what? Every guy, white, black, skinny, heavy, it doesn't matter. Every guy's going to have low T and ED kick in. Usually it's low T, and then ED usually follows like a little brother. And I'm telling you, when it hits, it sucks. But they get rid of it quickly, and I mean quickly. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. They look at those numbers. They put you on a program that is made specifically for you to have great results and get it all back. I want you to call them today. Set up that first appointment. It's Friday. It should be Atlantic Men's Clinic Friday, 877-455-7300. All this yap is no good unless you set up the first appointment and you go in and listen to that professional staff that they have. It's impressive, and it works. Go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. Brand new one in Hollywood. I can't go today, but I'll see him next week in Plantation.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by
TuneIn apps.
This report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach. Classic Albums Live performs Supertramp August 22nd. Classic Albums Live performs Supertramp Breakfast in America on August 22nd at the Casino at Dania Beach. Relive every iconic hit and experience this legendary album note for note, cut for cut. Don't miss out. Purchase your tickets at CasinoDaniaBeach.com.
You're listening to The Joe Rose Show. This hour is brought to you by Baptist Health.
And now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us this morning?
Well, Joe, first off, I have our text contest going on right now. We got Odyssey and our sister station, Kiss Country, present Stars and Strings this November at Hard Rock Live, Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, featuring Lee Brice, Kane Brown, Brantley Gilbert, Brandon Lake, and Stephen Wilson Jr. We got a chance for you to win tickets. Text the word SINGER to 20357. That is SINGER. And you got to send that to 20357, and you are entered. For more info, WQAM.com. This is a text contest. Message data rates may apply. Do not text and drive, Joe. And I have another contest that
what else do you have?
We're going to be wrapping up here today. We have the Hobby Card Show coming up this weekend at the Broward County Convention Center. The hobbycardshow.com is where you can get tickets. And, Joe, they got a whole list of players that are going to be signing this weekend. We got cards all over the place. So we're going to have a lot of stuff going on out there. I'm going to be there Saturday and Sunday. I'm setting up a table.
Yeah, good.
With the family, and we're going to be selling cards this weekend. So come on out and see us.
The Hollywood family's going to be out there. That's beautiful.
They
the whole family.
And, Joe,
you're going to have I can just see your wife out there going, No. This card's definitely a $50 card. It's not a $35 card.
She will
it's in
negotiate.
Great shape.
Yeah, she's a very tough negotiator. So she'll be handling most of that stuff. But we do have some Joe Rose inventory that we'll be looking to move.
You can't go one day without bringing that up.
Well, I appreciate you doing that for us, Joe. You're helping the family business.
Well, listen, somebody should be able to get something for 10 cents. I think it's important.
Bam Adebayo is going to be there. Frank Gore, Clinton Portis.
What time's Bam going to be there? Did they give you a time or no?
Yeah, I believe.
Don't tease me, bro.
I believe Bam is on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. I can get you the whole schedule if you want.
Well, people are going to want to go out there to.
I got it right here. Bam's going to be 3 to 4:15 on Saturday.
All right. Saturday. Ricky Williams, a good one, man.
Ricky Williams is going to be on Sunday from 2:30 to 3:30.
Are they spreading out the University of Miami great running backs or no?
Yeah, everyone's kind of spread out here. So, the schedule, the hobbycardshow.com, the whole schedule's up there, so you can go check that out. Frank Gore's on Saturday. McGahee.
Oh, my God. All those guys were so good.
Actually, Joe, look at this. They got Najee Davenport, Clinton Portis, Willis McGahee, and Frank Gore are all signing at the same time from 12 to 1 on Saturday.
Come on. How good is that picture? What time is that taking place tomorrow?
Noon to 1 tomorrow.
Is that when those guys get? I'd love to go out and get that picture.
Be a good picture, but even better, get them to sign something there. So. We're all about the memorabilia, Joe.
I know. Yeah.
Someone said if someone goes, where will my table be? I'm towards, like, if you walk into the convention center, I'm towards the back right. We'll be in the that's where we'll be, towards the back.
You thought about putting marketing your table a little bit, and
we all have
creative
we all have
tonight?
matching shirts, so we'll be there in matching. We have matching hoodies, so we'll all be dressed up together. So,
are you nervous about this, or
I am nervous about it, Joe?
Or is this kind of you feel like you're in your zone?
I'm usually in my zone when I'm on the other side of it, buying the kids stuff, which I imagine I'm going to end up doing mostly this week.
Because there's going to be some pros out there that know what they're doing.
Do you think I'm going to get fleeced?
Well, I just think, it's kind of like Washington's got a lot of experience and the Miami Dolphins don't. And I just feel like you might be a little bit like a Dolphins tomorrow.
I am.
Just
I'm
hold your own.
Malik Willis out there. All right, Joe. Speaking of getting fleeced, Chicago Bears analyst Ben Devine had to retract a story that he put out. I don't know if you saw this by any chance, but he put out a tweet that said breaking a finalized stadium deal is expected tomorrow with the Chicago Bears landing in Indiana. Per source, Indiana is so heavily incentivizing the deal as to include a name change with Indiana in the team name. when the stadium completes.
That ain't going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. And the guy, immediately retracted it and said that he had been duped by whatever he considered his source at the time. But looks like somebody went very well out of their
I tell
way
you
to
what,
try to
when
trick this guy.
I was going to say, when somebody gives you that much specific information, you better make sure. You better look at them twice like, hey, man, we've been friends. You're not effing me, are you? You're not effing me.
All right, Joe, we had our first coach injury of the season here.
Coach?
Colts
What happened?
special teams coach Brian Mason. It's actually the final play of the game. And a player rolled up on him on the sideline. And
was he paying
suffered.
attention? He couldn't get out of the way?
No, it looked like he was watching. Like he tried to get out of the way, but it looks like he suffered a very significant knee injury.
You remember when Mahomes over in Germany was going out of bounds and somebody hit him pretty good for the Dolphins? He rolled up on head of security on Drew.
Jeez.
And broke his arm.
Oh, he broke his arm?
He went in. He's a tough son of a gun, but no, he'd get surgery, the whole deal. We tried to low-key it, but yeah.
Wow.
Couldn't take a hit on the sideline for a guy. He lifts weights. He's in great shape.
What was he?
Not a good look for a young
hit?
guy. Not a good look. By the way, you don't think he took a little heat? Oh, the guys were getting on him, man.
Really?
Can't stay healthy as a security guy. It was terrible.
I was say a full speed Mahomes crashing into you. That's kind of
No, down low. That was bad. No, not good. That's why they don't want people over there. And when you are, they say, pay attention, man. Don't be that guy.
All right, Joe, I'm going to skip past this one here with Troy Aikman, who was on a podcast or something, and he said the good news about
don't worry about
Monday
me
night games is I won't have any conflicts of interest because the Dolphins stink. Let's skip right down to our last one here.
You think Troy calls somebody and says, hey, I didn't mean it that way, or does he just go, what the hell? It's true. What are you doing?
We had a pretty solid month here in card sales, Joe, in July. eBay July sales up to $290 million. That is an 11% increase from the $262 million recorded in June. That was boosted by the World Cup, amongst other things here. Any idea, top 20 total eBay sales by athlete in July, Joe? Any idea who would be number one?
Messi.
No, Messi is number 6 on this list. It is still Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Michael Jordan, 19.
How great is that story?
$million.
He's in his 60s, and he sells more shoes than anybody, and his stuff just keeps going up in price. In his 60s. And a lot of people that are buying his stuff have no idea what he did as a basketball player.
Yep.
Crazy.
Top 5 here is Shohei Ohtani, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and then Tom Brady comes in at 5 there. Messi at 6.
Tom Brady, it's a good one too.
Yeah, pretty wild though that Michael.
Maybe
Jordan,
Tom Brady's got a pretty good game plan for everybody getting on him for being all over the place and acting a little differently with the way he's doing things. We're all going, "What the hell are you doing, Tom? What the hell are you doing, Tom?"
Well,
Tom Brady's got a pretty good idea. Tom must be sneaking up on being a billionaire, by the way.
Well, he just got. He's
got to be sneaking up. He's got a lot of stuff.
Did you see this? He got like Jay-Z and Aaron Judge. All these people just invested in his card business.
Yeah.
So
not surprised.
Brady's doing pretty well with just about everything here.
Yeah, no question. Hey, Woody, we've got Omar Kelly going to join us coming up here this morning. We're going to be talking to Omar. We're going to be talking to Mr. Ross. Mark Ross will join us. We'll talk to him from NFL and ESPN. We got a lot of stuff, and then Mike Florio will join us as well in the 9 o'clock hour. Right now, though, I want to talk to you about Choice Mortgage before I hit this 8 o'clock hour. If you need cash to pay off taxes, liens, judgments, IRS, high interest rates, second mortgages, credit card debt, I can go on and on. Call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage, 561-441-2730. If you own a commercial or residential property with equity, call Michael right now. He can help you. He's been helping Floridians for over 30 years. If you need to pay some things off, man, let Michael Kotze get it done for you. Looking to buy a home today, he'll get you pre-approved with very little money down. Now's the time to lock in before interest rates go even higher. Call his cell phone, 561-441-2730. You can call or text him. The man works 24/7, so you can always get a hold of him, even on the weekends, to get the whole thing started. 561-441-2730. Nobody does it better than Michael. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
Brad Evans here to help you beat
You heard it right here on 104.3 WQA.
I don't know. Search on the internet.
Wait, what? Get internet in more corners of your house with home internet from AT&T. AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Extended Wi-Fi coverage. Service required. Limited availability. Visit att.com/internet to learn more.
This is WQAM-FM and HD1 Miramar, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. WQAM-AM Miami, an Odyssey sports station. Home of the five-time national champion Miami Hurricanes.
The back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers.
The three-time NBA champion Miami Heat, Miami Hurricanes basketball. And now, the new home of the two-time World Series winner Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Preseason, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen or DoralVW.com. Tonight at 7, Dolphins Commanders. You also will have the Broncos Falcons and Bucks Jets facing off. The Marlins, they play in Cincinnati tonight at 6:10. Sandy Alcantara will face Chase Burns. Heat, their official schedule was released yesterday. 25 national games on the tilt. And last but not least, reports are the Panthers offered Sergei Bobrovsky a 2-year, $6 million a year contract, but they did not give him a no-trade agreement. Therefore, he left for Toronto. This report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Protect your home before the next storm. Get your free roof and window estimate. Call 954-968-8155. Temperatures going to get up to the low 90s today with slight chances of rain. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Welcome back in here on WQAM. We're going to head right out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you. And Omar Kelly from the Miami Herald. Is it true or false? Because Woody hit me with it first thing this morning that you were Tommy Tourist all over D.C. yesterday. Is that true? Did you take the day and spend it in D.C.?
I worked till noon and spent the day in DC doing touristy stuff. A lot of museums here, Joe. A lot of museums.
Yeah. See, you're pretty well balanced. People don't realize that about you, Omar. They don't realize it. You're a well balanced guy as far as all that stuff. Not me. I barely left that friggin' hotel yesterday.
Yeah, I can understand. But I was walking around DC. Had a meal at it's some place, Chicago place, pizza place that apparently is here. You know, Joe Stonecrab is here.
I did not know that. I did not know there was a second Joe Stonecrab. I wonder if it's the same family or if I don't know.
Yeah.
All right,
it'll be interesting.
Hey, we got a lot to get to. So I want to ask you. It's been a couple weeks, and now that. And working this last practice a couple of days ago into the question I'm about ready to ask you, what areas of the team, and considering the 9 or 10 guys that are injured, what part of the team are you most concerned with now as you look at different areas?
It's pretty safer to say what area of the team am I not concerned with. I'm not concerned with Malik Willis, like what I've seen from him.
You really turned around on him. You have. I'm. By the way, I'm with you on that. I told him yesterday. I said, "Listen, man, I got to be honest with you. I have never seen you in person until I started going to practice. I said we just never connected at the same time, and so I don't remember you playing except the highlights I've seen." And I said, "Man, just talking about the throws and stuff that he makes, but he's a really confident guy." Anyway, what other areas?
Devon Achane, I'm encouraged by. I like the defensive tackles. I really think that hopefully all of them have a better season than they had as a rookie season. I'm confident that they'll figure it out at inside linebacker. I'm not sure that they have it all together there. But, for me, the secondary, and it's not just cornerbacks, it's not just safeties, it's just everybody all together. The edges are a little bit troubling and clearly wide receiver. It's just, I'm not sure there are 3 guys I can count on that unit.
You know what? That's fair because past Caleb Douglas, who has just jumped way out in front of everybody else, Malik's had his moments, but he's also had his moments where he's been covered too much. So I'm with you. I started the show this morning. We got to see more out of Tutu and Tolbert. We've got to get something going there. And by the way, if not, watch out because they're going to have another 3rd round pick coming back here, maybe in the next month and a half.
When he comes back, he's definitely leapfrogging those guys. I'm at the point where I'm not even sure Tutu Atwell makes this 53-man roster. I can't even tell you if he practiced during the scrimmage. Like I can't. Like I have no clue because he's just not. You don't see him. You don't feel him. Nothing. And that's a guy with a lot of ability. I'm hoping that he's just pacing himself because goodness gracious, I expected a lot more.
You know who's been interesting? I think you're on this bandwagon too. Until this last practice, A.J. Henning has really played well back home. The first 2 weeks were good for him. I don't know if he's got a chance to fit into the big picture, but boy, he's still a young guy and just seems like he gets separation and makes a lot of catches.
Absolutely. A.J. Henning, I'm putting together my projection of the 53-man roster, and he's one of the toughest decisions. I definitely have him targeted on my practice squad. I'm not sure if I put him on the 53 over Tutu Atwell. I would think it comes down to the exhibition season, but I do really like what I've seen from A.J. Henning.
Let me ask you, see, I feel good about the inside linebacker position. I do. I mean, I think we're stacked pretty good. And not only that, but you know who's looked really, really good
watching him cover Kyle Lewis at linebacker, covering those backs out of the backfield. One of the first drills they did. He's got great instincts. He's going to play a lot of football in passing situations. He's going to be in there a lot, I think.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't think they have a choice right now, especially they need a lot. They need nickel help.
Yes, they do.
Especially if Chris Johnson is sidelined by an injury. I don't even know if there's another player on the roster who can play nickel. It's really a problem. I think this organization definitely doesn't want Jason Marshall Jr. to play nickel, but I'm not sure you don't have a choice. You have a choice at this point.
On behalf of Jason Marshall and the family, we'd prefer to play outside. I saw his mom and dad yesterday. As the whole family's up here, and I said, on behalf of the whole family, welcome to the outside again. And they're all laughing, just trying to get everybody cracking up a little bit. Yeah.
I think he's had a decent camp. He's had a solid camp. I don't have any complaints about where he is. Obviously, we know what Juju is and what the concerns are. It's injury. He's injured now. Like, how much games can you expect from Juju? I was really excited to see Chris Johnson practice against Stephon Diggs and that slot receiver.
Yes,
I forget what. Yeah, I was licking my chops. I was the first rep of practice. I was out there in red zone one-on-ones just to see how Chris Johnson was going to do, and then saw him standing there with his helmet in his hand the whole practice, and I was just like, damn.
I was wondering when you saw that. I saw that off the side. I was like, shoot. Hopefully he's back soon.
I actually, when he didn't go in one-on-ones, I was like, okay, maybe something, maybe they just didn't want to do one-on-ones. Then you didn't do 7-on-7. Then you didn't do 11-on-11s. I was like, oh, man. But I actually don't like him at corner, at nickel. I like him on the outside, too. And I get it. Nickel is a very hard position to play. It's a very unique skill set. You're gonna take your licks, because those receivers are running option routes and two-way goes, and so it's not like you could just press somebody and just keep them right there. But it's a very important position to play, and I understand why they're having him play and learn. Do I feel like he would immediately be a better boundary cornerback? Absolutely, no question about it. He's got a lot of talent. I would love to see that. I'd love to see them go get a veteran nickel.
I don't know how many veterans they'll bring in. That's going to be an interesting one. But I want to ask you, I'm not disagreeing. I am curious because I think there's going to be a lot of new faces and a lot of new places when we get to the end here.
Here's my problem with this. I don't know how many veterans they're going to bring in because they want to be young. No, do they want to be young or do they want to be bad? Or do they want to give themselves a chance? Because and this is where I sit and I kind of have a problem with what I see going on. You're playing young players over veteran players, which I understand because you want to be a young team.
Well, you're the one who won open competition, Omar. To be fair to this, you're the one who's asking for exactly what's going on. You said it.
No. What's going on is they're not really letting the veterans compete. It's the young players are getting first opportunity, second opportunity, and if you don't do it, then okay, we'll go put a veteran in there. And I'm fine with that. But Malik has talent. I want him to be able to get a proper, real, legitimate assessment. I'm not sure he's got a tight end on this roster. And a young quarterback, Joe, you're a former tight end. What does a young quarterback need the most?
Well, he needs some tight ends and catch the ball. No, I'm not talking 40 yards down the field. I think that's what you're talking about. But we got to get Dulcich back to 100%. But I know what you're saying. We got to get some production out of tight end.
Yeah, I just don't. And maybe people think I'm fixated on Jonnu. I just don't see how that doesn't help Malik.
Well, you do get a crush on certain guys. I mean, just between us.
I do.
And you're on the Jonnu thing like you were Jarvis Landry here not too long ago, who, by the way, was at camp the other day doing a podcast. I was surprised you weren't doing it with him.
No, I love Jarvis doing this podcast. it is, but I don't do podcasts with receivers no more. my thought process. At the end of the season, are we going to say Malik looked all right, but he didn't really have enough talent around him? Let's go get him some around him and make another for why we were mediocre. Is that what we're going to say?
Well, I don't think I've been warning everybody. I have been warning everybody that if we don't get those guys, got to get separation. You can't just blame because we got people that it's just Malik. I go no, it's not just Malik. No. Malik, no quarterback. You got to have something. You got to get some guys to get some separation if you're going to have success. Because people got this vision of him doing this and that. And I go, well, he's got to get more around him than what I saw at practice the other day because I saw some guys that were covered up pretty good. And
They were covered up pretty good. Malik Washington was getting jammed up, and the only guy he could really rely on was Caleb Douglas. And I gotta say, Caleb Douglas has been the most impressive guy in training camp, which is surprising. If you take out Jordan Brooks probably like holding his hand up, like, hey, what about me? What did I do?
Now there've been some veterans without bringing those guys up. I leave those 5 guys out every time we talk about. People go, why don't you mention this? I go, we're not worried about him. He's good. His track record is a good one. He's not going to change.
But Caleb Douglas, I mean, he looks like that dude, and I'm very encouraged by what I've seen. I'm curious to see how much they're going to show what he is and what he does in the preseason game. Clearly, he's going to need the work because teams are going to do things against him. At this point, I don't see why you don't roll your coverage his direction because there's nothing else for you to throw to.
Yeah, but that's because we're in preseason. Nobody's going to show anything. They're not putting game plan in for him. They want to see guys in a basic defense and maybe a blitz or two. Hey, real quickly, I want to ask you about Chop Robinson. I see an improved Chop. Not everybody does, but I see a guy playing with more confidence. And boy, just watching him up close was really fun the other day. What do you think?
You know what? I didn't get to watch him because that situation was a split field and you had to make your choices, and I chose to watch the offense. I heard he was wrecked in practice, but keep in mind he wasn't playing against Laremy Tunsil over there.
He's gone. I can't help that. There you go. Come on.
You got to be who you
be.
Who
you play against. The guy that's going to start is playing there right now. The guy that you're right, a backup who's trying to get the starting job at guard, now moves to tackle, and he was a starting tackle before Laremy Tunsil got here. I know he's not Laremy Tunsil, but that's the guy they have.
All right. Here's the thing. Chop has been drastically improved. Chop has been better. Do I have the answer to whether Chop can set the edge right now? I do not. And neither do you.
No, I don't know. I got guys in my life that still don't believe it. No, you're not alone. That was just my take.
Yeah. No, Chop has definitely been one of the top performers at camp. No doubt he shows up every single day. But that's as a pass rusher. Have we set the edge? Have we gotten that? Have we mastered that? Or is this just a fluke situation? Yeah. We can. I don't know that answer. I don't think we're going to get that answer in the preseason. We're going to get it in the regular season. But it's not just him that's going to got a question marker in terms of setting the edge. That whole defensive line, the interior guys, the edge guys, the linebackers, the safety, the front fits. So it's I'm not just going to put it all on Chop's shoulders.
Stop the run if you're going to have some fun, if you want to get that second part. Hey, Omar, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on this morning. Thank you.
All right, Joe. Talk to you later.
All right. I'll see you at 9. Omar Kelly from the Miami Herald, columnist for the Miami Dolphins. Mark Ross on deck at 8:40, going to join us. ESPN NFL Network now. I'm just doing the combination package now that they merged together. Hey, summer's upon us, and I want to tell you about Dr. Bear and his team at Recovery Unplugged. Man, I got to tell you, they've got your back. I just thought, oh, my guys out there going through some mental stuff, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety, it's got you knocked off the road. Sometimes it's a relationship, something happens, had it happen, or maybe it's something on your job. You lost your job, something happened there, and all of a sudden you're just down and out, and you can't get out of this funk now. Your friends have tried, and they realize it's a little more serious than that. It's okay, man. It's okay. Because their mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale is a private, comfortable space for you to heal with music-based care that hits the right note. They accept most major insurance plans. If you're going through it or you got friends going through it right now, make the call and get them to see Dr. Barry and his staff at Recovery Unplugged. Very, very impressive. They accept most major insurance plans. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. This summer, heal out loud.
The Joe Rose Show
Anyway, thank Omar for coming on. Woody, help me out. I'm not sure where Omar is. He was on one side, now he's on the other. As far as now, too many young guys are playing.
Don't ask me to try to figure out Omar.
Anyway,
you know that's impossible.
So the question would be, if they find out they got a bunch of young guys, I'm not talking about the 21, but guys outside of that, because you need 53. What do? You get towards the end of that roster and you go, these guys aren't the future and they're not now. You're gonna have to get rid of some guys, and which could happen, by the way. They got the green light to do whatever they want and bring in other young guys. I don't think they'll bring in guys in their 30s, but bring in some guys to patch this thing up. But yeah, Malik needs more around him to one of Omar's points. There's no question about it. We need to get more guys playing at a high level, because I'm with everybody. We got to give Malik a chance to show what Malik can do. And if not, then you got to work off the Drake May thing. The Drake May of, like, he looks the part, he just doesn't have anything with him. And you don't want to be in that situation. And hopefully we get some guys, and hopefully we got a guy coming back here real soon that's going to help a lot. And hopefully that will happen with this injury coming back late September, early October, somewhere in that area to help us out. Hey, so anyway, we've got a lot more stuff. Mark Ross going to join us, ESPN NFL Network. Been making his tour. I've been watching him some different locations, Arizona, and I think I saw him with the Saints as well. And then Mike Florio will join us at 9:15. Dolphins first preseason game tonight, and we'll see. I'm guessing if you're not injured, as young as this team is, a lot of guys are going to play. I'm guessing a lot of guys, they're going to try to get some work, and thing had the light day yesterday, didn't do much except walk through and do a lot of mental work, and now get back to it. So anyway, it's live. It's tackling for the first time. See, that's the other interesting one, because you can't really practice tackling. I know they've taken guys down a few times, but it was all staying high. Tonight, you just get guys down. However, you need to make tackles, and that's part of being physical, is how you tackle. So I'm curious to see what that looks like, because a lot of these guys haven't tackled since college. Haven't. This is hitting bags, is not tackling, and so that will be a big part of it for every part of this team, and hopefully we're not just talking about one guy, Caleb Douglas, and we can start talking about some other guys. Jacob Rodriguez has been really good too, and he's going to be an interesting. But I got to tell you, if he's close to Dotson, you feel like they're going to go with Rodriguez. They're going to go with the younger guy, and will they rotate some guys in different packages? And then the other thing is, you got to have linebackers that can cover. And some of our guys have struggled a little bit in coverage. So, yeah, that was pretty evident the other day as well. But tonight we'll tell you a lot. You'll get to see the good and the bad up close with on CBS. They'll have the Goldie and Bo will have it. I was listening to some of their production meeting yesterday and all that stuff for tonight's first preseason game. So anyway, we're going to have all that stuff coming up here, and Mark Ross will join us in just a couple of minutes. We'll talk to him. I have to get caught up with one more break, but that'll be part of it, and we'll get into some of the NFL stuff that's going on. It's always interesting, Woody, and the same guy brings it up every year. It's Aaron Rodgers about he doesn't need preseason. I think he says sometimes veteran guys don't need preseason. It's a waste. But I will tell you, he hasn't had a lot of preseason work, and it hasn't affected him. I know he's felt like this for a long time. I remember when he was with Green Bay, and he started this, I don't need preseason. I think it's a waste. And he went out and won the MVP. So I do remember that. And I agree. Like, I don't want certain veteran guys to play a lot in preseason. Maybe a little bit to start. I think you need preseason, though, for young guys. Boy, more than ever for this Dolphin team. They've got to get some of this live work. I mean, completely live, from blocking to penalties. They
what's a penalty and what's not. And for guys trying to get sacks, whether you got them, but you had to let up because you were told you can't touch the quarterback, which you've been told since you're a little kid. And to covering, to making tackles in the open field, we're going to see all that stuff for the first time and see who can do it and who can't now that you're a pro and no longer a college player without a lot of work doing it either. I mean, a lot of these guys can tackle for the first time tonight on that defense. This first time in a long time they've tackled. They'll be the first time in a Dolphins uniform. And by the way, most NFL teams probably would say the same thing, that they haven't tackled. So anyway, well, Mark Ross come up. We'll talk to him about that and a few other things as we continue on here on a Friday, a football Friday at that. Chill Zone AC, man. I don't know about your house. My house is nice and cool. Thank you, Chill Zone Air Conditioning. Oh, thank you so much. President Melissa De Verona takes your phone calls as the president and owner of the company. And not only that, I know she's dealing with her kids too. She's amazing lady, by the way, amazing lady. And if you've been frustrated with air conditioning companies that you've used being super late, not calling you to give you any idea when they're coming, forgetting to call you when they're late, or telling you you need a new air conditioning unit only to have another air conditioning unit come out and say this thing can be fixed for a few $100s, all those things happen. I mean, the air conditioning business gets a bad reputation sometimes. And if you want to try something new, I think you're going to be really impressed with Chill Zone. Chill Zone Air Conditioning. Yep. Melissa takes your phone calls, finds out what the problem is, and sends out the different trucks with lots of experience on every one of them to make sure you have a great experience. And the biggest thing is just be on friggin' time. I know it sounds like football. Be on time, be close, and tell me where you are. And that's what they do, man. It's a big part of Chill Zone. Tell them you heard it right here on 104.3 WQAM. They'll take good care of you. That's chillzoneac.com if you want to check it out. Chill Zone and the family will take really good care of you with great work, whether you need a new air conditioning unit, whether you need repairs on the one you have, or duct cleaning or anything else. 786-378-2778. Again, that's Chill Zone Air Conditioning.
seeing a lot more traffic for you along the Palmetto eastbound from 67th Avenue to 37th Avenue, and also tapping those brakes along Airport Expressway eastbound from Northwest 27th Avenue to 12th Avenue. That's traffic. I'm Elia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Brought to you by Wild Fork Meat and Seafood Market, now open in Davie. Need quick meals for busy school nights? Wild Fork has you covered with chicken thin sliced breasts, Angus meatballs, Mediterranean quinoa, and Atlantic salmon portions. Premium quality at wild prices makes dinner easy. Wild Fork Meat and Seafood Market, coming soon to Hialeah.
We've made it easy to find us. Listen to WQAM on FM 104.3 or on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Wow, that was so easy.
All of our shows are there live or on demand. Plus, there's the cool rewind feature where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed. Anytime.
Welcome back into this Football Friday here on QAM. We're going to head right out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. Live up here in Washington, getting set for first preseason game with the Commanders and the Miami Dolphins tonight. And we're joined this morning by one of our all-time favorites, man. I'm not sure if I'm going to say this right, but Mark Ross from NFL Network /ESPN. Mark, how you doing? I've been dying to say that. You're the first time I could say that, man. That's great.
Yeah, /Disney's, because the direct deposit actually comes with the Disney logo on it. So we got to get them in there as well.
Hey, as long as they clear, I don't care where it's coming from. Huh? Don't you worry about that, Mark. Hey, Mark, I see you, man. You've been going around a lot of different places, and I know you spent some time with the Cardinals. Carson Beck had a nice game. Then I guess he hurt his rib, so he hasn't played. I know fans. What's the future look like for him in the big picture with the Cardinals, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you want preseason. You want someone to look good as opposed to looking bad, but you always have to take it into account. It's preseason and who you're playing against, the defenses you're looking at, and we've seen this every preseason. I mean, every single preseason we see the star. Then, once the real stuff starts, they don't look the same, and so you really always have to keep it in perspective. And for him right now, get healthy. But I always thought for sure Jacoby Brissett, they were going to play him no matter what. That team really isn't going anywhere this year, and if Carson Beck is the guy, it's more a long-term play than, 3 games of preseason or starting day one this year.
Hey, Mark, on that topic, because of another guy that we have down in South Florida, Mendoza, of course, a number 1 overall pick. In today's game, it's a little different than it used to be. I know sometimes first-round picks had to sit, including Marino, for a few games before taking over. How do you feel about their decision to go with Kirk Cousins over Mendoza to start the season?
Yeah, as you mentioned, I just don't understand the thinking there. As you said, this isn't 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago where the guy had to sit. All you have to do is look at the last couple of years draft classes of these quarterbacks. And 2 years ago, Caleb Williams played right away. Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Bo Nix, they all played right away. And you see what happened year one for those guys. Even last year, your guy talking about a Florida guy, Cam Ward playing, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shook. Even though they struggle, at least in year 2, now okay, they've had that experience, and in the offseason what you have, and going into year 2, we don't have to have a year 1 and year 2 because they've already done it. They've already gone through it. And I would always say, if your guy is the guy, it doesn't matter if he faces adversity in year 1, he's going to come out better for it and be a better player and know that you can handle it. So, that old thinking of it, you're going nowhere with Kirk Cousins as your quarterback. I mean, for what? Mendoza's a mature guy. He played at the highest level, obviously, and won. So, he's built for, all right, go out there and let's see what we have and play, because with Kirk Cousins, you're looking at 3 wins. And where is that getting your organization if Fernando doesn't play?
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why a lot of people think if they don't win a lot of games early, you look at how good Denver is, and to your point, and what the Chargers might look like this year. And, I'll tell you what, they just feel like they're way behind. I don't know. I wanted to ask you about Kansas City. What are your thoughts on
I'm not as high in Kansas City as everybody else because I know they have Mahomes, and I do think the world of Mahomes still, but I just don't think they have the team of the other two. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. The aura of Kansas City is still carrying them a little bit. It's faded a lot from where they were a few years ago, where the aura of KC is, man, Mahomes can go do this, and they've got a bunch of talent. And Andy Reid's, maybe the best coach of the generation. So that aura is gone because when you look at the talent, and it's just really they don't have a lot of talent, and especially when you're looking at the offensive side of the ball, they brought in Kenneth Walker, but when you look at their receiving group, it's not impressive. And then you're relying on Kelsey, who's, I don't know, how old is he now, and married, and he's just not the Kelsey of old.
No,
and
he's
then
not.
And then on the defensive side, I think they have some limitations as well, where they don't have a lot of pass rush and, relying on a rookie corner. So, yeah, just a lot of flaws in the roster as far as, okay, we're not that team anymore, but even in their own division, they're third.
Hey, Mark, so preseason's changed a lot. Everybody's got their own opinion on these 3 games. I think they're still needed for young guys. I do. Ask the Miami Dolphins. They need a lot of preseason. Those guys need to play as young as this roster is. What's your take, though, on how much you play veteran team? I guess every team's different. Do you agree with that? If you got a bunch of vets, you don't play them as much. But if you got a bunch of young guys, you play more. What are your thoughts overall on the 3 preseason games and how you treat them?
Yeah, 100%. There's some players that your vets, your franchise quarterback, whoever that may be, doesn't really need much. And, some guys do like it, just going in training camps, asking some of the guys, they're going to play. And, some guys are excited, get my 15 plays in. But, outside of that, you don't want to expose those guys. But, yes, it's still an opportunity for hundreds of these young players to make a note, make a name for themselves, show their teams, their respective teams, what they can do, and show other teams. Because for people that don't know, all teams have scouts and, at all the other preseason games and are evaluating those players that may be released and cut to see if you can pick them up. So for those guys trying to make it, 1,000%, they need it. It's necessary. For those vets, not so much.
Mark, this is the first time I've been here since 1980 when I was drafted. I have never been around or seen what the Dolphins I've gone through with all the dead cap money to start with, more than half your salary cap, and then try to put together a team with basically got rid of just about everybody and building it right back up. What are your thoughts, and what would you say to the fan base with 21 draft picks that they're really counting on from last year's draft and the one they just had?
Yeah, I guess it's tough for Dolphins fans to keep preaching patience. How many years it's been?
26.
I think it's 26. The team with the longest drought without a playoff win, and that's hard to go in another season with. Man, okay, just do it again. I laughed a few weeks ago when the head coach and everybody started getting bristling about we're not rebuilding. I was like, well, yeah, you're not, because nothing's been built for you to rebuild. So I don't know how. Right. Of course, you have to approach every game as you want to win. So in that aspect, yeah, he was right. But there really hasn't been anything built in Miami for a while. So it's going to be another tough year, and maybe another tough year next year, because if Malik Willis is not the guy, and then you're drafting another one, you're starting all over again. So it's great that hopefully a lot of these young players will be the foundation, but you're still going to need that guy under center to say, okay, we can go and compete with the Josh Allens and Jake May in our division.
So, our question, our big one down here, you might as well jump in a little South Florida party here with me. So what has happened is people are going, well, Malik's either guy's not. And I said, well, he's got to have some guys to throw to. He's got some guys to block to give him a chance, because he does physically, he does impressive things at practice. And so that would be the bigger question. If he doesn't, his stats don't look great at the end of the year, and you're going, but he didn't have a lot of help. How hard is it to evaluate that situation? We bring up Drake May all the time, who won 4 games, and he didn't have a lot to play with that first year. And yet people are going, hey, I think he's got a chance to be the guy. What do you do?
So, when you evaluate a quarterback, you can look at factors independent of, I don't have the best receivers or offensive line, and see the skills and traits in a quarterback when they are struggling, and that's what I always mention. That's what I always loved about evaluating quarterbacks is it's not the ones that fold under pressure or bad circumstances. It's those ones you can still see their gifts and their talents underneath all those circumstances. And that was the thing with Drake May last year, that when we would do his games, it was clear that he had nobody around him, but it was also clear, okay, I can avoid the rush when people are getting at me and my guys aren't blocking. I can find open receivers and make plays outside the pocket when things break down and I might not have the best group. So, of course, the better talent quarterbacks have around them, the better they will play. But you can also evaluate and see, oh, my goodness, they're getting better. Cam Ward last year, earlier in the season, he struggled. You look like, oh, my goodness. But then later on in the year, okay, he still had the same cast of characters. He didn't have anybody better. But you could see Cam getting better in his vision, his decision-making, his accuracy, the playmaking, independent on what was around him. So this year with Malik Willis, you'll be able to see what he can do without any weapons or blocking and still say, okay, these are the traits I think can carry us forward.
I want to ask you, I think you were with the Bears too. I think I saw you with at Bears camp. I wanted to ask you, and they got a lot of confidence led by that head coach. They are playing and they're talking a lot of big stuff, and they should after what they did last year. In your opinion, is that roster caught up to the Rams and Seahawks, in your opinion?
No, I think that team is flawed. I think what's going on with the Bears is everything's about the offensive side, which is rightfully so when you take Caleb Williams and you've seen the flashes that he can do, and they bring in Luther Burden. They do lose DJ Moore, but the running game is there. But they won games last year on the defensive side of the ball. They were 9-0 when they had created two or more turnovers last season because of their defense. They led the league with 33 takeaways. 3 players who had 21 of those, Kevin Byard, Tremaine Edwards, and Nashad Wright, are gone. So those guys had 21 takeaways last year of the 33. They really haven't supplemented on defense. No one's really talking about the defense and the magic that the Bears had last year with creating turnovers, that you can't replicate that, especially when the guys that created the turnovers are gone. So what I think, and then the Bears defense was at the bottom of the league in every other metric last year, points per game, yards given up, et cetera, without those turnovers. So, even with those turnovers. So here it is. You really haven't gotten better on defense. Everyone's talking about the offense. So if you see them, the Bears and their offense, it'll look like the Bengals of the last few years or even the Cowboys, where it was, we're just going to get in score fest every game, and see if we could go win. And that's really the expectations, because I don't think the defense is going to be good this year to really stack up with those other teams.
So it's an interesting one because we have them coming to town. We're going to be able to see that Chicago show. I think the Dolphins got, like every great quarterback, or most of the really good ones, at Hard Rock Stadium on top of everything that they have. They got a hell of a home schedule for any of the fan bases that want to come see them play. Hey, I leave you. So the Saints are an interesting team for me. I've said since we saw Shuck last year, I thought he was really good. He had a chance to beat the Dolphins. His number one receiver drops the ball on a takeoff. It was a beautiful throw, or they would have won that game. I think he's got it. What are your thoughts on him? I think he's got a chance to be a franchise quarterback. I know he's an older guy. What do you think of him?
Yeah, that was the thing coming out where he had bounced around, and he's 26, 27 years old. And so you're thinking about a developmental older guy, which in the past, I'm having Brandon Weed flashbacks, but we'll see if he can put it all together. And, I visited their camp as well. I was actually there the day of the Hall of Fame enshrinement when so everybody was fired up about the Drew Brees. So it was cool to be there that day.
Right.
And, they brought Travis Etienne in there to compliment with Kamara and Chris Olave, and they drafted Jordan Tyson. So they put a lot of pieces around Shook and their offensive line. They've got 3 former first-round picks and a second-round pick on the offensive line. So they've got the infrastructure. We're talking about Malik Willis not having it. Shook has all of that he needs to see whether he can be the guy. And that division is wide open. I think right now the Panthers, I would pick, they'd be the favorite. But the other 3 teams, and think they have a chance, really evenly matched and not one clear-cut favorite. So they do definitely have a chance.
Mark, I got to tell you, man, I hope you're spending time in South Florida, man, because we miss having you on, brother. I really appreciate you finding time. I know you're busy with everything and hitting all the different camps. So thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate it.
Sure thing. Anytime.
All right. Mark Ross, ESPN NFL Network, joining us with great football coverage. Hey, we got Mike Florio going to join us coming up 9 o'clock hour. We'll talk to him. I want to tell you about Gary and Harvey, a couple of good friends of mine. Bet you don't know where I'm going with this one. Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah. Yeah, the partners of Cohen and Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys, ready to make sure you have a great experience. They understand, hey, I hope you never have to go through it. Slip and fall. Automobile accident. Something that wasn't your fault, and you need some help. You're in pain, and you need a law firm. You need somebody to represent you. Not somebody just has their name on a TV commercial. I'm talking about somebody's going to take care of you, that's actually got their name out there, like Gary and Harvey, that are going to handle your case from start to finish. I'm talking about people that care. I'm talking about communication, giving them updates, making them feel, hey, you want to feel important, man. When you go through it, doesn't matter what type of injury. These guys want to make sure and will take great care of you. Hey, they'll handle your case from start to finish, more than 30 years of experience, big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back even on a weekend to give you an update. You can always get a hold of Harvey and Gary. And if you're not happy where you are right now, you've had the handoff to an attorney that's not very good, and you can tell they're not very good, you can leave right there and just call Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah. It'll be the smartest thing you've ever done. Go to ConanJudah.com, read the reviews. They're impressive. 866 fair fee. And remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
At the casino at Dania Beach. Relive every iconic hit and experience this legendary album note for note, cut for cut. Don't miss out. Purchase your tickets at CasinoDaniaBeach.com.
This is the legendary WQAM FM and HD1 Miramar, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. WQAM Miami, an Odyssey sports station. The home of Joe Rose with Hollywood, Tobin and Leroy, and Hot Crowder and Solana. South Florida sports lives here.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Preseason, our lowest price. Visit Doral Volkswagen or DoralVW.com. Dolphins face the Commanders tonight at 7. Malik Willis is expected to play. Carson Beck did not play last night for the Cardinals, but Fernando Mendoza did, going 10 for 16, 97 yards, and a touchdown with the Raiders. Also tonight at 7, you get Broncos Falcons and Bucks Jets. The Marlins took a 13-1 loss to the Pirates yesterday. Today they're in Cincinnati at 6:10. Sandy Alcantara faces Chase Burns. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Protect your home before the next storm. Get your free roof and window estimate 954-968-8155. Temperatures in the low 90s with a slight chance of rain throughout the day. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
All right, welcome back here for the 9 o'clock hour. Guess what, man? It's Friday. Nobody can mess up your Friday. It's just impossible, man. Got a preseason game tonight. Marlins on the road against Cincinnati all day. Dan Day with the update on all that information. 3 in Cincinnati, 3 in Philadelphia. And you got to keep winning series. I know they got beat around pretty good yesterday, but they take 2 out of 3 from the Pirates. And now need to play better on the road. Got to get wins on the road here to keep this thing going, because you're still chasing Arizona and the Phillies in this thing. And you got 3 with Philadelphia coming up, man. It could be a huge series to really head-to-head competition is a way to catch up quickly. And so we'll see if they have enough. Got some guys out right now. Could really use old Max back, huh? We use Max's starting pitching if get that back, and hopefully he's getting closer. But besides all that, we've got a preseason football game tonight. Want to thank Mark Ross for joining us, talk a little bit as he's rotating around different camps right now. And then on top of that, we got Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. We
Joe, this is usually
wrap up our Friday. Yeah,
this is usually the point of the show on a football Friday where I try to get your picks for the weekend.
Not doing them.
Not
doing them, so you can waste your time.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm not
doing preseason.
Now,
I don't
this
have
is
any
an interesting
idea.
line here, Joe. The Dolphins are 3.5-point favorites in this game tonight.
So let me tell you what they're thinking. I know what they're thinking.
Okay, what do you got?
I'm not surprised by that, because I'm guessing the Commanders aren't going to play most of their guys. They're veteran guys. They got. I believe the oldest team in the NFL. They went out and got a bunch of veteran guys in their late 20s that are good players. I'm guessing those guys aren't going to play because they got a lot of work the other day, and we're probably we don't have a veteran team. We're going to play. I'm guessing almost everybody tonight. So they're working off that. Which again, we are built on 2 draft classes, and they are built on winning right now and getting back to where they were 2 years ago after losing their starting quarterback. But they went out and, all their guys. They got new defensive tackles. They got 2 new pass rushers on the outside. They drafted a pass rusher. So went out and got a new safety and a new corner. I mean, they were serious, man. A lot of free agent. I don't know what their free agent number was before, but they went out and spent a lot of money in free agencies. That's all I can figure, Woody. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, I love the analysis. I'm hoping you're, going to end this with a pick.
I'm not. What do I assume? Why do you want me to do this? I told you guys.
Because,
I know
because
people
it's
like
available,
action.
Joe. That's
I
why.
know.
Because it's available.
Your thing is this gambling. I'll take Miami tonight.
And the points, okay, excellent. So minus 3.5
points.
there. Okay. They got to win by more than a field goal, Joe.
Okay. See how it goes.
Okay.
Are we done? Do I have to go through the whole thing here? Well, we got 2 more games. Go ahead.
No. I wasn't going to ask you about the rest of the games. I mean, unless you want to pick, Tua and the Falcons. I don't even know if Tua's playing.
I don't know if Tua's playing tonight either. I don't know if he's playing. Tampa Bay.
Surprisingly, he may be hurt. So
Tampa Bay and the Jets play tonight.
Jets are favored by 5.5.
Well, I'll tell you what. That defensive end is on a mission. That's all they're talking about, how good Ruben Bain's been in Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm. Bills are favored by 2.5 against the Panthers tomorrow. 1.
Yeah. We've got a bunch of games tomorrow.
Yeah.
What do you don't
anything stand out? Any matchups?
You're not putting any action in on those preseason games, seriously.
No. I mean,
you do.
I'll
gamble
probably
rat
dabble on the Dolphins game tonight. Just I'll throw something at it just to make it more entertaining. But
I want you to get ready for that card show, man. That's all I want you to do.
I am. We're going to be sorting out cards tonight.
I think that's so cool that you're doing it with both your boys. Max might be a little too young to really understand the whole thing. He's probably they got candy here, or mom has her popcorn, but Leon loves that. That's great. You can do that with the whole family.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, man. We'll be out at the Broward County Convention Center.
Woody, how many cards?
Sunday.
Yeah, how many cards do you have? You have a lot of cards?
We have a lot. We can't display all of them at once. We just have one table. So maybe we'll rotate, or if you have a favorite player, we'll check our inventory.
Damn.
Does that work?
I was going to bring some cards. I totally forgot.
You want to show up this weekend? Somebody actually had a great idea. I could have you at our table signing.
There'd be an empty table.
No, it wouldn't be an empty table. If you make an appearance at the table, it could be big for our business. So I'm going to put a little pressure on you here. Be the talk of the show, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then you can go and meet all those running backs that you wanted to meet.
The UM running backs together. 3 of them are South Florida guys, man. I watched them all in high school.
You ever met any of them in person? I mean, that'd be cool for you, right?
I know all of them.
Oh. Yeah. I should have figured you were friends with all of them. Yeah.
I didn't mean it that way. I just know them all.
You're usually not one to name drop on us, but
I'm not doing. I just said I know them all. I'm not saying. And that's funny. I'll see those guys randomly at high school football games. Saw Reggie Wayne, man. Reggie Wayne. I went to a Western high school football game, and they were playing maybe Chaminade or something, or anyway. And I look and I go, Reggie. Talked to him for a while. I didn't even know he was still at a home around here. Had no idea. He was there for some reason. One of the great players that's been knocking on the Hall of Fame door for a while. That was a strange one. Hey, Woody, the best call of the day, though, getting back to, and I'm so glad you brought it up. We're talking about this Jaden Daniels thing, and we'll talk with Mike Florio about it, about he's upset about his jersey and stuff and all that. Can you imagine the problems they'd have at UM? I had to look it up. I didn't even know there's 5 jerseys retired. Is that possible?
That's what it looked like. I didn't. So they have like their Ring of Honor, obviously, and then they have
Ring of Honor. You don't have to retire numbers to do that.
But then they got the in the practice facility, Joe. They have the All-Americans all up on the in the.
Was there 80 of them?
There, there's a lot, and now there's a bunch more space for the new ones that they have to add.
Heisman Trophy winners automatic at every school, automatically.
Well, that's what Jaden Daniels is thinking.
No, I know.
It's just a weird way to go about it, man.
Well, people are saying he was there for a quick, 1 year, and they didn't win at all. He won the Heisman. I think he threw 40. God, he had a great year. I mean, it wasn't by accident. He's a really good player. And then you see him out here smiling, and I go, that can't be the same guy that's pissed at LSU. I mean, it just makes... You're the second overall pick. That money's not going to affect you.
So he's going to have to speak to the media eventually. This will be the first question that he gets asked, obviously.
I'm guessing he already has. I think I saw he's already been hit with the question.
Yeah, but does he throw his mom under the bus at some point and be like, hey, I had nothing to do with this?
That's not going to happen.
Because I don't believe that he had anything to do with this. And that's from watching a decent amount of that quarterback, Joe. Like, you saw a lot about this guy. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would throw a temper tantrum about a number.
She saw a lot of his mom in that show, too.
Yeah, she seems more like someone who would do it.
She's run the show, and hey, by the way, she's very impressive what she's done.
She is, yeah. But she seems
she's run her sons, and by the way, that's her son. That's not just a client. It's like a commercial. That's not just my client. That's my son. Anyway, Hey, Wood, you ready for a little Mike Florio?
I'm always
Pro
ready
football
for Mike
talk.
Florio,
All ready
Joe.
for a little.
Always.
Michael has a great
He
take
usually
on
brings
things.
it strong.
Yeah, and he's always got a little different take, and he can get it going. He can get the room rolling a little bit. He can get your attention. Hey, before we do though, I want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers this morning. Boy, that truck family is impressive. And this weekend, if you've got time and you're looking for a truck, we are so proud of our South Florida Chevy truck family, whether it's the Chevy Colorado to the Chevy Silverado. We got something for everybody, man. If you're a truck person, and I mean working truck person to family truck person to need to tow around all your toys and really enjoy yourself, and you like to travel, don't worry. We got a Chevy Silverado for everybody. Yeah, from the custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV. We got 10 models, 4 powerful engine choices. So again, whatever you're doing, never a problem. With the strength, dependability, and efficiency you get from a Silverado, it's like they've custom made one for your lifestyle. From a Chevy Silverado HD to the powerful LTZ with premium style and substance to match. Or let's just go right to the big guy, the Chevy Silverado HD High Country. And it's just that, man. Whatever it is you're looking for, stop by this weekend. Take a test drive. We got 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. You have a great experience taking it because you get exactly the truck you want. We are loaded down with Silverado trucks right now. And more importantly, you're going to get the deal of your life. It's your South Florida Chevy dealers this weekend.
Baseball coverage on
to Florida's Turnpike, slow-moving traffic in the area. That's traffic. Amelia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Brought to you by Groovy Used Painting.
Need to refresh your home? Call Groovy Used Painting of Pompano Beach. From interior and exterior painting to cabinet refinishing and power washing, their team delivers beautiful results with professional service every step of the way. Call 954-909-3595 for a free estimate. When it's time to paint, let's get groovy.
We've got plenty of ways for you to listen to your favorite shows and favorite teams on WQAM.
How is that, if I may ask?
We're at FM 104.3, or you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. Check it out now.
Got this in pocket.
Welcome back in on this Football Friday. We're going to head right out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
Thank you, Woody. And Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk joins us this morning like he has for about 25,000 years, and he's been great. Great having him. We got one topic. Mike, I'm up here in Washington, D.C., and talking to their sports guys this morning and watching the practice to find out Jaden Daniels is, or his mother is upset about this number 5 jersey and everything. It's amazing how it's blown up here. He said that's all they've been talking about for a couple of days. I was just curious what your take was, because obviously LSU is going to fight back now. They're going to say, what did you do? A Heisman Trophy. You're making a lot of money and you're worried about this jersey and your likeness and everything else. I'm just curious what your take was.
Well, I think it makes everyone involved look bad because of the way it was handled and the way it was mishandled. But you need to start at the beginning. And I never have been a fan of retiring numbers. First of all, the number is the thing that dehumanizes the player. The number has a function. The number is there so the officials, the opponents, the teammates, the media, the fans will know who's who. But what's happened over time, the number, which depersonalizes the player, becomes part of the player's person, becomes part of the player's identity. And the player has an emotional attachment to the number. And it becomes a tangible way to honor a player who has done great things. LSU, and specifically Brian Kelly, is to blame for making a commitment to Jaden Daniels and then breaking the commitment during the recruitment of DJ Pickett. And I know this may shock you, but sometimes football coaches don't tell the truth. And when you're trying to get a guy to sign on the dotted line, sometimes you'll say things that you have no intention of honoring, or you'll worry about it later. And so when DJ Pickett finally shows up after he was promised the number that they had promised Jaden Daniels wouldn't be used again, they had to finesse it. And last year, Brian Kelly finessed it because here comes this kid, new to college, first day on campus, first day with the team, and the football coach who knows how to say what needs to be said, and football players are engineered to defer to coaches. You know, sorry, we had an issue here. Yeah, three kind of looks like 5. I mean, it's really basically the same number. Yeah, 3. Yeah, you 3. 3. You look good in 3. 3. 3 is your new. Hey, 3 is your new number, DJ. Let's just go with 3. And what happened was Brian Kelly got fired. So here comes Lane Kiffin, and my guess is after a year of wearing a number he didn't want to wear, DJ Pickett, maybe his dad Damian, who had some strong comments about the situation to the New Orleans Advocates, because DJ's caught in the middle of this problem he didn't create.
Right.
I would suspect after 1 year, they said, hey, this is BS. I was promised number 5. I want number 5. So Lane Kiffin is in a perfect spot where he can just blame the whole thing on Brian Kelly, even though he kind of danced around it. It's Brian Kelly's fault. And Brian Kelly made 2 different promises that couldn't both be honored. Last year, they honored the promise to Jaden Daniels. Now this year, LSU is going to honor the promise made to DJ Pickett, right? It's LSU's fault. The whole thing is LSU's fault, and specifically it's Brian Kelly's fault for making a promise that he wasn't able to fulfill and breaking the promise to Jaden Daniels. Excuse me. So that's step 1. Step 2 is, we've never seen a guy be so zealous about his number. Right. Usually they do the magnanimous thing, even if they don't want to. Steve Largent got strong-armed by Jerry Rice into giving him number 80. Steve Largent has told the story that, like, they put it out there that Steve Largent said he was okay with 80 being unretired for Jerry Rice. He never said he was okay with that when Jerry Rice went to the Seahawks. But what's Steve Largent going to do? Because you look bad if you make a ruckus over it. And Jaden Daniels found out the hard way, even if it wasn't him, even if it was someone close to him, his mother/agent or someone else connected to him that made that statement to ESPN. Jaden Daniels got dragged all day yesterday, and now LSU has the opening from a PR standpoint to make Jaden Daniels look like the one to blame. LSU is ultimately to blame for this.
Yep.
Don't retire numbers. And if you're going to retire the number, be prepared to honor the retirement, but especially college programs, Joe, in the NIL age, when you're going to have a guy that wants a number, and if he's going to insist on that number and he can transfer or go somewhere else if he doesn't get his number, don't tie your hands and set aside numbers that you may want to use later.
Mike, we were just talking about UM. All the guys, they can't retire numbers. You run out of numbers because every guy could make an argument. I was an All-American and I was a Hall of Famer and I won, I won a Heisman Trophy and I won all the big awards. And you literally, like you said, you'd run out of numbers. It's put their name up on a Ring of Honor and keep those numbers safe. I'm with you. And of course, now they're throwing Joe Burrow, and you're no Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, and so the kids up here getting blasted pretty good for the whole thing. Hey, so let's move on. You and I talked so much over the years about preseason. I think I got to admit, 3's too much. And we got a young team up here that needs every preseason game and practice. But Mike, does it stop at 18? And I always wonder, because Aaron Rodgers, this is a time of year where he gives his opinion that he doesn't like it and he's not a preseason guy. I do agree that Aaron Rodgers doesn't need the preseason work because he's been pretty good without it. I don't know how you feel about that. And second of all, what's a perfect number for the NFL in the long run for preseason games?
Joe, the perfect number is 20 regular season games and no preseason games. That's the logic.
I don't know if your team's ready, though, Mike, without some games for those young guys. I don't know what.
Well, but the NFL doesn't care about that. Joe, it used to be 14-6.
Right.
1978, it went to 16-4. And when Roger Goodell started the push for 18 games in 2010, he set it up by attacking the preseason. The preseason is not a level of football. It is reflective of the standard that the NFL has created. So let's shrink the preseason. Oh, and while we're at it, let's increase the regular season. It's all about increasing regular season inventory. Look at all the different ways they're peeling off games and putting them in primetime windows. They want more games that count. And if we're going to have 20 games a year for all teams, why do we have these games that aren't meaningful? Let's make every game meaningful. And then the first 4 or 5 games become kind of the work in progress games that count in the final standings, but you're still figuring out your team. And that's what it became in 2011 with the restrictions in the CBA on double sessions and padded practices and intensity of off-season workouts. Right away. We heard it immediately. The teams weren't ready. Specifically, offensive line play wasn't where it needed to be until we got a month into the season. So they've dealt with that. They don't care. What they say, they don't care about who's ready and who's not ready. That's for the teams to figure out. It's a competitive space. All 32 teams are dealing with the same restrictions. It's fair for everyone. You get your team figured out. You get your guys ready, and we're just going to go. I don't think we'll be around to see it happen. But when you apply the logic, the preseason isn't good enough, but we're always going to have 20 games in the full season. The end result, you go from 17-3 to 18-2. You're basically at 20-0 there. I figured though, did they ever stop? I mean, let's be realistic about it. Does the NFL ever stop? It's always more.
Always has been.
Mark Cuban's the one who said pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered. Well, that was 12 years ago. And the hogs are doing just fine. They have morphed into wild boars who just take anything they want. And I think it'll be 20-0 at some point. And for a guy like Aaron Rodgers, no, he doesn't need it. But the more interesting wrinkle there, it's exposing the relationship between Rodgers and McCarthy. Because last year, Rodgers completely deferred to anything and everything Mike Tomlin wanted. Now, I also think Mike Tomlin knew how to navigate around the delicate genius to not put him in a spot where he was going to be miffed. They had a good mutual relationship where it created the impression that they're locking arms and they're together on everything. This McCarthy-Rodgers thing, they start losing games in the regular season. They have adversity. It could be like the latter years of Rodgers and McCarthy in Green Bay all over again.
Yeah, that's good. Boy, you're not kidding about that one. So why we're talking about it, I think Tua is going to be the starter for the start of this season, and I just don't think the rest of those guys are going to be ready to go. Do you agree with that? That if Tua is healthy, most likely going to start the season, starting tonight?
It's funny, Joe. Teams have to put out depth charts in the preseason, and they do their best. The coaches do their best to say it doesn't mean anything, and I say baloney to that. That's just coach speak. They all say it. The people who are putting the depth chart together are as close to the center of the action as possible. And the Falcons, depth chart shows Tua 1, Cooper Rush 2, Jack Strand 3, and then it says at the bottom, Michael Penix Jr., injured player. Well, he's not on the PUP list. He's practicing. No. He's just not cleared to participate in 11-on-11 drills. So he's not even on the depth chart. He's not even part of ranking where they stand. So Tua's going to win this thing by default. That's where it's going. He's going to get the chance to play. And if he plays well, then it just becomes, reality. And when you look at the power structure in Atlanta now, no one who was involved in drafting Michael Penix Jr. is there. They're all gone. The coach is gone. The GM is gone. The president's gone.
That's true.
Everyone's new. And the guy they brought in was Tua. So they have no compulsion to try to justify the Penix pick. They're willing to say, that was a mistake. We move on. And here's Tua, and we're going to try to win football games with Tua. So I agree with you. I think he's going to be the week 1 starter. And then it's up to him. And if we see good Tua, if we see healthy Tua, if Kevin Stefanski, Kevin Stefanski was 6 years in Cleveland, 2-time coach of the year, and none of his teams overall top to bottom were as talented as his Falcons team. So if Stefanski can get the most out of Tua, then it's going to be Tua's job. And I don't think their 2027 starter is currently on the roster, but at this point it's up to Tua.
Yeah. Hey, I'll leave you with this one. So I've heard both sides of the Bill Stadium. I've heard guys up there tell me, Joe, the media blowing this up. It's not that bad. And I'm going, I don't know, man. If any seats are covered, it's bad. I mean, it's built for football. How does an engineer who does that, and I'm guessing it's not the first time they've done something as big as this, the companies, I'm guessing, are same companies that do a lot of these type of stadiums. How does that happen, or do you think it's not as big as we've made it out to be the problem?
Well, I think it's a pretty big deal if you bought one of these PSLs, which require a significant upfront payment just for the privilege of buying season tickets for 30 years. And if, when you were sold your PSL and they created this virtual venue where you could look at what your seat would look like when you made the commitment, if there's any conflict between what they sold you and what you got, they got a problem. There's a reason why they've said they're going to address these concerns on a case-by-case basis. And they downplay it by saying it's less than 1% of the PSL account holders. That's still a lot of people who have obstructive views that they have already complained about. And if they did a bait and switch, they're going to have an issue. And I saw that there were some quotes from the architect that designed the stadium. The whole idea was to get the crowd as close as possible to the field to maximize the noise. And in doing that, you were necessarily going to have some seats with obstructed views. That's fine as long as the customer knows that he or she is committing to a seat with an obstructed view. There'll be plenty of people that just want to be in the stadium. There was that one horrible view where you couldn't see one end zone, and I'm told they're never going to sell that for football. That seat is going to be sold only if they have a concert where the stage is at the end of the field that you can see. But there would be someone who would buy that ticket to be part of the crowd, but you show them, this is the seat, this is your view, and this is the price. And you either want it or you don't. So that's the real problem here, Joe. Did they did they mislead the people who bought those PSLs into thinking that there wasn't an obstruction? That's the mess they have to clean up now.
Yeah. And the other side of that, I'm just curious, did somebody tell the top people, including ownership with the Bills, hey, this is going to look real sweet and it's going to be tight, but, oh, by the way, there's going to be a couple of bad seats. I wonder how somebody would sign off on that. That would be an interesting one on the other side of that. But, hey, Mike, thank you, man.
Gotta say, that's why it's a big deal. That's why it's a big deal. It's possible that these people were misled as to what the seats were actually going to look like, and that's what the Bills need to figure out.
Mike, thank you. I appreciate you coming on this morning. Take care. We are back in business. Thank you.
Yes, we are. All right, bye.
Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk joining us. Hey, man, we got a lot more stuff to get to. We're not done. Omar Kelly, we're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins. Some things we agree and disagree on, I'm sure. That's coming up next with once again, our boy Omar Kelly.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by